Welcome in, Lemurs fans. James Nasser here as we get ready for some more Lemurs baseball. It did rain today. They got the tarp on the field, though, but it has pushed this game back a little bit due to the field needing a little more time to get ready, being started to get ready later, thanks to the field needing to be prepped because of the tarp being taken off pretty late. But looks like they've got things about ready to go here, and in fact, they're starting off real quick. I wasn't sure how long it was going to take, but we're got the national anthem coming up here. Actually, they just started the national anthem. So we'll go to a break here real quick, and then we'll bring you the starting lineups.
Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma, pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres, pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo, carne asada con ganas, solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light? Which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries. Which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words. Which led to the invention of spell check. Which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
A bit of a rushed start here today as the grounds crew needed a little extra time to get the field ready after all the rain last night. It did rain today, too. But luckily they did get the field covered in time. It still took a little while, though, to get things ready. But we are ready to go. Let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the visiting team, the Wichita Wingnuts. Christian Stringer will lead things off for the Wingnuts. He's playing second base. The DH batting second is Zach Cox. Brent Cleveland's batting third. He's in left field. TJ Middlestat's at third base batting in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth is Matt Chavez at first. Nick Van Stratton's in right field batting sixth. Batting seventh is Harrison Kane in center. At catcher, batting eighth is Martin Medina. And Leo Vargas is at shortstop, batting ninth. On the mound is Alex Boshiers for the Wingnuts. Again, that's Stringer, Cox, Cleveland, Middlestat, Chavez, Van Stratton, Kane, Medina, and Vargas. For the Lemurs, they'll be led off by Abel Nieves. He's at third base. Drew Martinez bats second in center field. Right fielder Dennis Phipps bats third. In the cleanup spot, it's Zane Chavez. He's catching tonight. J.D. Pulfers at second base, batting fifth. Batting sixth is Ty Morrison. He's the DH. Burt Reynolds bats seventh in left field. Batting eighth is first baseman Jesus Poso, and shortstop Alvaro Rondon bats in the ninth spot for the Lemurs tonight. On the mound for Laredo, it's Gabe Perez. Again, that's Nieves, Martinez, Phipps, Chavez, Pulfer, Morrison, Reynolds, Poso, and Rondon for the Lemurs. This is the first game of a four-game series between the Lemurs and Wingnuts, and we already had the national anthem. The players or managers have exchanged lineups. Umps are on the field, but no one is on the field for the Lemurs yet. I don't really know what we're waiting on, but still no activity. So we'll take a look at the standings around the league. Last night we did not play. There was too much. We had rain earlier in the day, in the afternoon, and all that rain made the field unplayable even throughout the night. In fact, there are some wet spots right now, even as we speak, on the infield. So at the moment, so I don't really know what we're waiting on right now, but people are standing around. So good news for the Lemurs, though. The Winnipeg Goldeyes lost last night. So the Lemurs still with a 54-41 record. Winnipeg 55-41. The Lemurs are just a half game behind the Goldeyes coming into tonight. Lemurs 5.5 games behind the Wingnuts. Wingnuts have already clinched the South Division, so we can't catch up to them. St. Paul leads the North by 4 games over Winnipeg. St. Paul 59-37. Winnipeg 55-41, as I mentioned. In the Central, well, it's still a close race. Gary, though, has lost 4 straight games as they lost 3 in a row to Sioux Falls. Gary 49-47, third place in the Central, 2 games out of first. Sioux City 51-45, they're in first place, a game ahead of Lincoln, who is 50-46. So right now, Sioux City in the driver's seat. They're in the Central Division as they get set for a series against the Texas Airhogs. So got to thank Sioux City right now in the driver's seat. Gary is set to take on Joplin, and Lincoln is taking on St. Paul. So looks like tough sledding for Lincoln to get in, as they have to pretty much go 3-1 or 4-0 against Lincoln or against St. Paul in order to get into the playoffs. Whereas Sioux City has 4 games against the Texas Airhogs, and Gary 4 games against the Joplin Blasters. But Gary about out of it, 2 out, 2 behind with just 4 games left there in the Central. And Gary this season, see if they have the tiebreaker against Sioux City. Well, Gary's won 5 games against Sioux City. Sioux City against Gary. Well, they've won 5, so they're split 5-5. That would be interesting if Gary and Sioux City ended up tying, but I don't really see that because Sioux City would have to get swept by the Airhogs, and Gary would have to win all of their games in order to tie them. So Gary about out of it. Actually, a win tonight by the Sissoud Explorers should about knock Gary out of it. Gabe Perez warming up on the mound for the Lemurs. The right-hander is 1-1 with an ERA of 4.00 for the Lemurs, making another start here this season in a Lemurs uniform. Perez already has made a total of 6 starts. He's right now had 7 outings. So 7 outings, 6 starts. It'll be his second outing against the against the Wingnuts, but it'll be his first start against the Wingnuts. His first outing of the year was a relief outing against Wichita. So Perez out there on the mound, the right-hander. His last time out, he took on the Joplin Blasters back 5 days ago in that series against Joplin. He threw a total of 6 2/3, gave up 3 runs, all on solo home runs, struck out 6, walked none, allowed 6 hits overall. Took the loss in that game as the Lemurs fell by a score of 3-1 to Joplin in Joplin. Around him defensively, well, behind the plate is Zane Chavez at third base, Isabel Nieves at short, Alvaro Rondon at second, J.D. Pulfer, and at first, Jesus Pozo. The outfield left to right, well, we have Burt Reynolds in left, Drew Martinez in center, and Dennis Phipps in right. Christian Stringer, Zach Cox, and Brent Cleveland lead off things for the Wingnuts here, their first 3 hitters. Christian Stringer, lefty batter. This season batting .284 with 1 home run and 34 runs batted in. The leadoff man and second baseman for Wichita. First pitch of the game taken for a called strike, 0-1 at 7:26. So Perez on the mound. The right-hander winds, and the 0-1 pitch. Stringer squares around, pulls the bat back, though, and it's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perez's first time against the Wingnuts. That was his first outing of the year with the Lemurs after finally joining the team. 1-1 pitch taken outside, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Well, his first outing, it didn't go super great, as he came in relief through an inning and 2/3, gave up 2 runs on 4 hits, and no walks or strikeouts. Pitch swung on and fouled away, and the count 2-2. But he's been much better as of late for the Lemurs. Mentioned that outing against Joplin, gave up 3 runs, but they're all on solo home runs, so it wasn't like he got just hit around and guys coming across all the time. It was just a few bad pitches. 2-2 pitch, Stringer fouls one away, back to the screen. 2 of them by Geraldo Valentin, one of the best hitters in the league this season. Had 2 of those 3 home runs, and then Casey Huth just kind of ran into one to lead off that bottom of the first for Joplin a few days ago. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count to Stringer. And the delivery swung on and hit into the air into left center. Reynolds is running over, as is Martinez. It'll be Reynolds slowing up and making the catch for out number 1. One away for Zach Cox today is the DH, normally the third baseman for the Wichita Wingnuts. Cox hitting .287. He has 11 home runs, 63 runs batted in. This Wichita Wingnuts team, well, it's the best hitting team in the league. Team average of .287. First pitch to Cox, taken for a ball, 1-0, which, by the way, is Cox's batting average. He sits right there in the middle of the team as far as batting average goes. Among active players, 1-0 pitch, Cox takes inside, and the count 2-0. Wichita also the top scoring team in the league this season, right now with 566 runs scored. 7 more runs scored than Winnipeg. Pitch up high. And they have 100 more runs scored than the Lemurs. 3 balls, no strikes, the count to Cox. Yes, you heard that right. They've scored 100 more runs than the Lemurs have this season. There's a called strike, and the count now 3-1. You can usually tell pretty early with Perez, 3-1 pitch, swinging a foul away, what kind of day he's going to have. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. You look at his starts, his best ones, well, he doesn't walk anyone. His worst ones, he walks a handful. 3 walks against Joplin on August 19th. And 3 2/3. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. There's strike 3, his first strikeout of the night. 2 up, 2 down for Perez. Also against Kansas City on August 13th, 4 innings pitched to give up 3 runs, and he walked 4 in that outing. But you have outings against Texas and Kansas City where against Texas, 6 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, no walks, and just 1 hit. And then against Kansas City on August 24th, in that rain-shortened game, he only threw 2 innings, but he was in a groove. He had 5 strikeouts through just 2 innings. No walks and 2 hits in that game. Brent Cleveland to the plate. Playing left field tonight for the Wingnuts. First pitch inside for ball 1. Cleveland hitting .313, third best batting average on the team. With 16 home runs, that is tied for the team lead with TJ Middlestat, and 60 runs batted in. 1-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Cleveland, a former big leaguer with the Tigers and the Braves. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch down and away, 2-1. Went into the dirt and all the way to the backstop. Your umpires tonight, you have Nick McFarland behind home plate, Sean Hicks at third base, and Marty Bauer is at first base. 2 balls and a strike to Brent Cleveland. Perez with the delivery. It's taken just a little inside for ball 3. So the count now 3-1. Perez with the pitch. And there's a swing and a miss. 3-2. Perez going full count here to Cleveland and Cox back to back. And the payoff pitch up high, ball 4. So Perez a little wild here to start off. Runner on first, TJ Middlestat to the plate. Left-handed hitter, a dangerous hitter. Middlestat with a .293 average, 16 home runs, 72 runs batted in. He's also struck out 97 times, but he's walked 78 times. Middlestat all over the league lead in different categories. First pitch to Middlestat. He checks a swing. Maybe he makes contact with it. Goes down the third baseline. Chavez hustles after it. Grabs it in fair territory. Throws to first. A little wide, but they do get Middlestat. And there's the out. Third out of the inning. And Perez gets a little lucky check swing ground ball off the bat of Middlestat to end his time at the plate. And we go to the bottom of the first. Lemurs and Wingnuts still scoreless.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs! Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeye's new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Abel Nieves leads off the inning for the Lemurs, bottom of the first. Alex Boshiers with the pitch, taken for a strike, 0-1. Nieves batting .287, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Boshiers, the righty, versus the righty Nieves. Boshiers from the stretch fires another strike in the count 0-2. Boshiers enters the ball game with a 12-3 record. 3.13 ERA, 23 appearances this year, 15 of them are starts. He's thrown 2 complete games. Nieves fouls a pitch away. Out of play in the count 0-2. Boshiers, I mentioned start of the year in the bullpen, was a bullpen pitcher last year for the Wingnuts. He did make 1 start last season. Nieves takes called strike 3, goes down looking. For out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. 0-0 game, Lemurs and Wingnuts. Drew Martinez to the plate next for the Lemurs. Martinez hitting .304, no home runs, 29 runs batted in. Boshiers, 25 years of age, went to the University of Tennessee, Martin. Still classified as a rookie, he pitched in 28 games last year with 1 start, was 4-2 with an ERA of a 1.86. Was one of the best arms for the Wingnuts out of the bullpen last season. First pitch fired in for a called strike, 0-1 to Martinez. .304 hitter, 29 runs batted in this season, no homers. Left-handed hitting Martinez has been a nice addition to the lineup lately after coming off the disabled list. The pitch swung on and lined the other way, foul. So count 0-2 to Martinez here quickly. Boshears pounding the strike zone as yet to throw a ball. 0-2 pitch. Martinez fouls it away. It hits his leg. The count still no balls, 2 strikes. Martinez walking around. The last time the Lemurs played was 2 nights ago because they didn't play yesterday. Martinez in that game was 1-for-4 against the Air Hogs. Pitch swung on and lined on one hop through the left side of the infield. And Drew Martinez with an 0-2 base hit. 1 out here in the first. And the Lemurs have their first hit of the game. And that'll bring Dennis Phipps to the plate. Phipps, the right fielder for the Lemurs. Batting .270 this year with 21 home runs and 55 runs batted in. Last time we saw Phipps at the plate, that was 2 nights ago, and, well, the last time he came up, it was a 1-run game. Lemurs were down 2-1 to the Air Hogs in the bottom of the 9th. And Phipps hit a solo home run off Allen Oaks to tie it up. First pitch, he's swinging at it, grounds it left side. It's bobbled by Middlestad. He picks it up, though, throws this first for 1. Phipps, though, beats it out thanks to the bobble at first base. So now 2 outs in the inning. Phipps goes up to first in the fielder's choice. Martinez put out 5-4. Defensively for the Wingnuts tonight, you have Boshears on the mound, Martin Medina behind the plate, TJ Middlestead at third, Leo Vargas at short, Christian Stringer at second, and Matt Chavez at first. The outfield, you have Brent Cleveland in left, Harrison Kane in center, and Nick Van Stratton in right field. Zane Chavez, left-handed hitter for the Lemurs, catcher tonight, comes to the plate. Chavez hitting .254 with 6 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Boshears from the stretch. Phipps getting a lead at first, and the first pitch is swung on and grounded towards the middle, just to the right of the bag at second. Stringer makes the easy grab and flip to put away Phipps, and that will end the inning for the Lemurs. They get a 1-out single, but they don't advance a runner past first base, and we go to the top of the second. 0-0, Wingnuts and Lemurs.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties, shredded cheddar cheese,
a creamy sauce,
creamy steak sauce. My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words. The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for
Miller and
Matt Chavez leads off the inning for the Wichita Wingnuts. Looks like we're having some technical issues. Oh, so we're back? All right. Sorry about that. A little computer decided to just shut down the program again. It's happened a few times this year. Don't really know why it does that, but occasionally it does. Nick Van Straten to the plate. Matt Chavez just reached on a 1-2 pitch. He got to first base on an they haven't ruled an error, actually, on Alvaro Rondon. Pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. Rondon with a poor throw, and bobbled it as well, allowing Chavez to reach. Runner on first base, no outs. Nick Van Straten at the plate. Van Straten, a former Lemur, takes another strike in the count, or takes a strike after the first pitch missing for a ball, in the count 1-1. Van Straten right now hitting .304. He's only played 11 games, though, with the Wingnuts. No home runs, 6 runs batted in. And why has he only played 11 games? Well, he started the year in Mexico. 0-2 pitch. Van Straten pops one up. Right side, foul territory, and out of play. Van Straten last year played with Wichita at the end of the season, much like he's doing this season. Played the last 17 games with the Wingnuts after playing in Mexico with a couple of different teams. Actually, just one team played winter ball out there, too. He played 56 games in the Mexican League. Started the year with Bridgeport in the Atlantic League last season. This year was in the Mexican League with Reynosa. There's a swing and a fly ball into shallow right field. Phipps will come in and towards the line, make the catch. Van Straten put away. One out, runner on first. Harrison Kane to the plate. Van Straten was in the Mexican League. Joined Wichita again for their postseason run. Played with the Lemurs back in 2014. Did Nick Van Straten, where he teamed up with this batter, Harrison Kane. The two of them were 2/3 of the Lemurs outfield. Pitch taken for a strike and the count 0-1. Though Kane did play some games in the infield that year. But Van Straten and Kane now in Wingnuts uniforms. 0-1 the count. Kane, the center fielder for Wichita, hitting .254 with 3 home runs and 46 runs batted in. The 0-1 pitch, Kane taking in the dirt. And the count 1-1. Gabe Perez on the mound for the Lemurs. Chavez over at first base after reaching on an error. So Perez throwing from the stretch here. Wind blowing in from right a little bit. We had a lot of storms in the area. That's why we started a little late. We only had rain once, but they left the tarp on the field along all afternoon pretty much because of the threat of rain. Kane swings, grounds one down towards third. A quick throw over to second to get Chavez by Nieves, but it pulled second baseman J.D. Pulfer off the bag a bit as it was high, so he couldn't make the quick turn to try and get Kane and get himself back to the base as it pulled him away from it. So they do get 1 out. 5-4, the putout of Chavez. 2 outs in the inning as Harrison Kane will reach on a fielder's choice, and Martin Medina to the plate. Medina, right-handed hitter, catcher for the Wingnuts, hitting .244, worst batting average on the team. With a home run and 29 runs batted in, he's played in 53 games for Wichita this season. And if .244 is your worst batting average on the team, you're doing something right at the plate. Just swinging a foul back to the screen. The Lemurs right now currently have a few guys hitting below .244. Poso going to meet Perez out there on the mound. 0-1 the count. Here to Medina. Poso playing first base tonight for the Lemurs. We'll be keeping an eye on that Winnipeg-Fargo game. Fargo jumped out to an early 1-0 lead, but Winnipeg has tied it back up, bottom of the second, 1-1. 0-1 the count here to Medina. And the pitch, swinging a foul back to the screen. Count now 0-2. Each team scoring a run in the first, or in the second. And, well, Winnipeg still threatening right now, as they've got the bases loaded and no outs. So not good news for the Lemurs. And the pitch swung on a miss. There's strike 3. That'll end the inning. Second strikeout of the game for Perez. We go to the bottom of the second. Lemurs and Wingnuts 0-0.
Light beer, the original light pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
J.D. Pulfer leads off the inning for the Lemurs. Pulfer, Morrison, and Reynolds. First 3 hitters for the Lemurs. Here in the second, 0-0 ball game. Lemurs against Wingnuts. Alex Boshears on the mound for Wichita against Gabe Perez for the Lemurs. Perez off to a pretty hot start. First couple innings. First pitch called strike to Pulfer, 0-1. Pulfer currently hitting .242 with 8 home runs and 54 runs batted in this season. In the Lemurs uniform, his first full season with the Lemurs. Played in 20 games at the end of the year last year, and then the playoffs. Pitch inside, and the count 1-1. They're spending a few years in the Railcats green uniforms. Dons the Lemurs black and gold. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count to Pulfer. And the pitch, Pulfer swinging, fouling it away, and the count now 1-2. Pulfer, in the last game the Lemurs played, was 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, a run scored, and a stolen bag. He scored the first run of the ball game in that second inning against the Air Hogs. Was driven in on a Ty Morrison double after singling. So he can do something like that here. 1-2 the count to him. In fact, that ball that was thrown to Pulfer, the first pitch out of the zone by Boshears this evening. There's another one down and away. 2-2 now. The count evens up. First 5 batters, Boshears didn't throw a single pitch out of the strike zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count. Lemurs second baseman J.D. Pulfer at the plate. And the pitch. Pulfer swings, grounds one down towards third, and it gets past a diving Middlestat into left field. Pulfer's rounding first, headed to second as the ball went into the corner, and he's up with a leadoff stand-up double. Nice work by J.D. Pulfer. And that'll bring Ty Morrison to the plate with no outs and a runner on second. Pulfer started the year as a Lemurs shortstop when he and Alvaro Rondon switched. Rondon was playing second base. Rondon now playing short. Pulfer at second. We've seen him play some third base this season as well, a couple of times. They made that switch about 2 weeks into the season. Pulfer's been at second pretty much all year. Ty Morrison at the plate, batting .275, 5 home runs, 39 runs batted in. Lefty batter, righty pitcher. Morrison squares around a bunt, pulls the bat back, and the count 1-0. This pitcher's low. Pulfer getting a lead. Middlestat playing up on the cut of the grass at third. Morrison again bunts at it. This one will tip the bat a bit, go back, actually hits the umpire in the arm at some point after pinballing around. As the umpire yelled foul ball, he put his hands in the air, he was lifting his arms, and as he was moving his arms, it hit the ball and pushed it forward in front of home plate. So 1-1 to Pulfer, or to Morrison. Pulfer's at second base, getting a lead. Boshears looking back at him. Vargas behind, tapping the glove. Morrison tries to bunt that pitch again, goes after it. It was up and away, it looked like a little bit. That's a strike, and the count 1-2. Trying to push Pulfer over to third base and trying to test the fielding abilities of Middlestat over there at third as well. Middlestat's played left field most of the season. Grass, I'm sure, might be still a little soft and soggy. 0-2 pitch taken outside, barely, and the count evens up. A 1-2 pitch outside, and the count 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count here to Morrison. Pulfer with a lead. And the pitch swung on, grounded right towards the shortstop, Vargas. He scoops it up, taps the glove, throws to first. Pulfer does move up to third base. Morrison put out 6-3. So Lemurs with 1 out and a runner at third, and Burt Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds, the league leader in home runs overall this season, hitting .246 with 24 runs batted in, or 24 home runs and 50 runs batted in. With the Lemurs, he has 1 home run and 6 runs batted in, and is hitting .191. Well, he struggled since joining the Lemurs. If they can turn things around this series. Reynolds takes the fastball inside corner at the knees for a called strike 0-1. Winnipeg ended up scoring 3 runs there in that second inning. They lead Fargo now 3-1. Still scoreless here. Lemurs and Wingnuts. 0-1 pitch. Reynolds takes low in the count 1-1. But Lemurs with 1 out and a runner standing 90 feet away from home. Well, as he gets his lead, it decreases to about 80 feet. Boshears delivers 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And the count 1-2 to Reynolds. Like a slider down and away. Reynolds chasing it a bit. Boshears sets. And the 1-2 pitch, Reynolds takes in the dirt, blocked by Medina. The count evens up 2-2. Lemurs with 2 hits in the game. Single by Martinez in the first, and a double by Pulfer, here to lead off the second. Only 2 base runners they've had. And the 2-2 pitch comes inside and hits Reynolds on the arm. Looks like he's got a little bit of a dead arm going on. He'll take first base. Maybe it got him in the hand even. Manager Pete and Caviglia coming out of the dugout to go look at him. Doesn't look like trainer Jojo Villarreal is here tonight on this Friday. I know he does some high school football, so that's probably where he is. So Lemurs absent a trainer. Jesus Poso is on deck. Well, now coming to the plate with Reynolds at first, but Caviglia checking out Reynolds. Lemurs do have options outside of Reynolds on the bench. They would just put in Brennan Metzger, who played left field the other night, but it looks like Reynolds is going to stay in the game. He's at least going to run the bases. Pete's headed back to the dugout. Poso at the plate, hitting .285, 9 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Right-handed hitter, first baseman for the Lemurs, well, first baseman slash catcher. Runners in the corners. Reynolds at first, Pulfer at third. Bo Shears from the stretch kicks, and the first pitch to Poso taken for a strike, 0-1. Lemurs can still get a run with a fly ball to the outfield. We'll bring in Pulfer from third, a little sac fly. Of course, a base hit would also score him. Wind still blowing in from right. 0-1 pitch, runner from first is moving, throw down to second, is in the dirt, picked out by the second baseman. Stringer, tag was late, Pulfer will score. I'll show the replay there. Yeah, tag late, throw a little behind the runner Reynolds, so give both of them a stolen bag. And the Lemurs lead 1-0. Poso doesn't have to put the ball in play to bring the go-ahead run in. One pitch in the dirt. He goes back to the screen after tipping off of Medina. And now Poso still has a sac fly opportunity. 2 balls and a strike with a runner at third, advancing on the wild pitch. Two balls, 1 strike. The count here to Jesus Poso. Bo Shears with the delivery, and Poso takes high. Count 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike to Poso. And the pitch swung on, grounded left side, right at Middlestat at third. Reynolds trying to score. He didn't slide. He went standing up, and they tag him out. So Poso reaches on a fielder's choice. If Reynolds slides, he might get in safely. Maybe. Reynolds, though, put out 5-2. Out number 2. Rondon at the plate. First pitch taken down and away. Count 1-0. Rondon this season for the Lemurs, hitting .265, a home run, and 36 runs batted in. Poso a lead at first. And the pitch to Rondon. He swings and hits one into left, into the gap. Diving is the left fielder. And out there, Brent Cleveland, and he makes the catch, robbing Rondon of a hit. And that'll end the inning for the Lemurs. They do score a run, though. Get a runner thrown out at the plate. And they lead 1-0 as we go to the top of the third.
Before your Memorial Day party gets Let's go. Drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas. 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light, which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Leo Vargas leads off the inning for the Wingnuts, the 9-1-2 hitters. Vargas, Stringer, Cox. Lemurs lead 1-0 here in the top of the third over the Wingnuts. Vargas, the shortstop for Wichita. First pitch from Gabe Perez, called strike, 0-1. Vargas batting .260, swinging a foul tip back into the glove. 3 home runs, 38 runs batted in this season for the Wingnuts. He's down 0-2. Here quickly to Perez. Perez nods. And the 0-2 pitch to Vargas. Taken in the dirt, 1-2. Tonight, a big game for the Lemurs. They're all big. They need to really win at least 3, if not 4. All 4 of the games in this 4-game series against the Wingnuts. But tonight is a real big one because they've got the Wingnuts ace, Alex Boshears, on the mound. So if you're going to steal a win from Boshears, that would be huge. Vargas chasing one high, swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout of the game for Perez. As he goes through the order once now with 3 strikeouts. Back to the top of the order, Christian Stringer. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left. If you can steal a win against Boshears, that's big. You've got Eddie Medina also pitching this series, as well as Jesse Pratt, who's only made 2 starts the whole season. Pitch swung on and fouled up over the screen. And Tyler Kane, who has pretty good numbers, but he's only made 2 starts this season, 2 appearances total for the Wingnuts. We have not seen him yet. 0-1 the count. Here to Stringer. So takes low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, no one on. Here in the top of the third. And the 1-1 pitch, swinging a grounder right back to Perez. He fields it and underhands a little low to Poso, but he does make the play on it, and there's 2 away. Zach Cox to the plate. First pitch to Cox, taken for a strike, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch, Cox going to take for a ball on the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cox today 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And the 1-1 fouled away back to the screen. So the count 1-2 here to Zach Cox, the DH today, lefty batter, righty pitcher, and Perez looking to shut down the inning here. 1-2 pitch, and Cox just makes contact, fouling it back to the screen, staying alive. This, the good Gabe Perez. The Gabe Perez we love seeing, the Gabe Perez that Pete Incaviglia was hoping to get this season, and really have for most of the season. Only had him for a little over a month. Got him right there at the end of July. Didn't make a start till August, though. 1-2 pitch. Cox swings and misses. There's strike 3. Perez with his second strikeout of the inning, 4th of the night. And we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Lemurs lead by a score of 1-0 over the Wingnuts.
Chavarrias Plumbing, the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs! Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeye's new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care 1 athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with.
Abel Nieves leads off the inning. First pitch swung on and missed, 0-1. Nieves 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Strikeout looking his first time up. Lemurs leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd over the Wingnuts. The pitch to Nieves taken low in the count, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Lemurs with 2 hits in the game and 1 run. They've also committed an error. 1-1 pitch taken in the count, 1-2. Nieves, a former Wingnut, in fact, spent a year and then part of another season with the Wingnuts. Spent 2013 in a Wichita uniform, and then the end of the 2014 season was traded from Grand Prairie to Wichita. 1-2 pitch. Nieves takes outside corner. He goes down looking for the 2nd time today. Something he does not do very often is go down looking. Now he's talking with home plate umpire Nick McFarland on his way back to the dugout. One out in the inning, and Drew Martinez to the plate, 1-for-1 with a single. Said Nieves does not strike out looking very often, doesn't strike out in general very often. Only 33 strikeouts in 65 games this season for Nieves coming into tonight. Pretty much right at a strikeout every other game. Pitch swung on and lined into center. That ball will be dove onto by Kane out there in center field. I haven't seen a signal. Looked like he scooped it. Did not make a clean catch. Kane just missing, robbing Martinez of his second hit of the night. So nice work by Drew Martinez. Harrison Kane laid out for it out there in center field, but he caught it on a hop. And Dennis Phipps to the plate. Phipps 0-for-1 with the fielder's choice. So Martinez now 2-for-2 on the night. But Nieves with 2 strikeouts tonight, both looking. And I don't have to go back and look. I can tell you, most of those strikeouts, they're swinging. He fouls away a lot of pitches. Nieves does. Pitch out, or not a pitch, but a pickoff move over to first. Martinez back standing. Dennis Phipps, a member of the 2020 club. 20 home runs, 20 stolen bags. And the pitch, Phipps swings. He hits one high into the air and a deep right. Running back is Van Stratton at the warning track, and that ball lands in the Lemurs bullpen. A 2-run home run for Dennis Phipps. He goes the other way into the wind here in Laredo, and the Lemurs have a 3-0 lead over the Wingnuts. A big home run by Dennis Phipps. He's hit a bunch of them this season. In fact, he's hit 2 home runs and now his last 3 at-bats for the Lemurs. Heating up here at the right time. Lemurs up 3-0. 2-run shot for Dennis Phipps. And for Phipps, that's his 22nd of the year. He came into the day, sole possession of second place in the league in home runs. He might even catch Burt Reynolds this season. He's now just 2 home runs behind Reynolds with 3 games to go after tonight. The way Reynolds has been hitting home runs lately, he might catch him. Zane Chavez to the plate. He'll be hard-pressed to hit 3 in the next 3 games to pass him, but I could see him hitting 2 more in this series. First pitch to Chavez, taken down and away for a ball, 1-0 the count. 1 out, no one on. And the pitch, Chavez swings, grounds it down the third base line, but just foul. The count now 1 ball, 1 strike to the Lemurs catcher. Chavez got a day off from catching, or a game off from catching the last game against the Air Hogs. But then, of course, last night we didn't play, so we got another day off, just totally off, as did the whole Lemurs team. Although they had to sit around the clubhouse for a while, we didn't get out of here until 9. They didn't announce that we weren't playing until around 9:30 last night. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. Chavez fouls it away, left side, up in the air, out of play, and the count now 1-2. Chavez, his first time up, went back towards the middle, ended the inning as it was a fielder's choice. They just got Phipps out at second base. A soft rolling ball. 1-2 the count. Boshears with the pitch. Chavez swings, hits one down the first base line. This one just foul. It was a bouncing ball. Looked like it might have hopped over the bag, but it was just barely foul. So the count's still 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball, 2 strikes. Boshears kicks. Chavez fouls one again, back towards the on-deck circle for the Lemurs. Foul ball after foul ball here this at-bat. Winnipeg scored again. It's 4-1 now. They have a 3-run lead over Fargo. Well, Fargo wasn't exactly starting their best pitcher tonight, so hopefully Redhawks can steal a couple games from the Goldeyes. Pitch down and away, and the count evens up 2-2 to Chavez. He will steal a couple games from the Goldeyes, give the Lemurs that wild card spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no one on, 1 out. And the break-even pitch, Chavez with a swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning, third of the game for Alex Boshiers. 2 outs, and J.D. Pulfer to the plate. Pulfer is a double today. In fact, the Lemurs today have 4 hits, 2 singles by Martinez. You have the double by Pulfer and a home run by Phipps. So 2 of them have been extra base hits, and then the other 2 are both singles by the same person. Pulfer digs in with 2 outs and no one on. The pitch, Pulfer takes for a strike, 0-1. Lemurs are being very effective with their 4 hits. In fact, 4 seems to be that, I don't want to say magic number because it hasn't really worked out, but the last 2 games against Joplin and even a couple of the games against the Airhogs, Lemurs had 4 hits in. They didn't score even this many runs with 4 hits, but tonight 4 hits is good enough to get them 3 runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. Boshiers with the pitch. Pulfer taking for a strike outside corner at the knees, and the count 1-2. The Lemurs' second baseman. Hopefully any rain in the area has passed on by. 1-2 pitch. Pulfer swings, grounds it left side towards the bag at second. Vargas scoops it up, throws to first, and that will end the inning. Lemurs, though, get a 2-run home run off the bat of Dennis Phipps, and they extend their lead now to 3-0 over the Wingnuts.
Here's hoping.
There's a reason why Popeyes create some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
A creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells.
Brent Cleveland at the plate, top of the 4th. Gabe Perez, first pitch. Cleveland takes a strike, 0-1. Cleveland walked his first time up on a full count back in the first inning. One of 2 base runners that the Wingnuts have had tonight. The other reached on an error. 0-1 pitch. Cleveland takes high in the count. Now 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the fourth. We'll take a look around the American Association scoreboard. I've already given you some the news there in Winnipeg. Cleveland swings, hits one in the air, down towards the first base line. Foul territory. Poso chases it, makes the catch. It's work by Jesus Poso. Having run a long way, playing Cleveland to Poole. He had some work to do to track that ball down, but he does. There's one away with TJ Middlestat coming to the plate. Middlestat's first time up, he check swung, hit a little dribbler down the third baseline. Chavez smartly chased after it, grabbed it before it could roll foul, and threw him out at first. Well, I wonder what's happening in Texas tonight, or in Amarillo. Airhogs and Explorers supposed to play. It was supposedly raining there all week, and well, that field does not drain very well. There's always lots of if it rains, you're pretty much done. There's no fixing it. They had a lot of rain the last few days there. First pitch to Middlestat. Takes for a strike, 0-1. So they have yet to get started, at least on the scoreboard, it says. Bottom of the third in Winnipeg, Goldeyes keep adding to their lead. They're up 5-1 over Fargo. Pitch inside and the count 1-1 to Middlestat. Kansas City T-Bones at home. They're in the top of the sixth, taking on the Sioux Falls Canaries. Canaries leading 2-0. In Gary, the Gary South Shore Railcats taking on Joplin Blasters. 1-1 pitch, Middlestat with a swing and a miss. Gary's leading Joplin 2-0. Gary with their backs against the walls, fighting for their playoff lives. Lincoln and St. Paul, well, it's tied at 1 in St. Paul, top of the fifth. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Middlestat. Perez nods in the delivery. Taken for called strike 3. Middlestat goes down looking, and there's 2 outs in the inning. 5th strikeout of the night for Gabe Perez. He is on here this evening. It's bad news for the Wingnuts hitters. Great news for the Lemurs. Matt Chavez to the plate. Reached on an error back in the second. 0-for-1 in the game. One of the best hitters in the league since joining the Wingnuts. First pitch taken low. And the count 1-0. 2 outs in the inning, no one on. Perez nods, and the 1-0 pitch to Chavez. Swing and a ground ball, softly hit towards third. It's picked up by Nieves. He slings it to first, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Perez. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Lemurs lead the Wingnuts 3-0.
And honeymoons, which led to Hubbada Hubbada Boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer. And you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Ty Morrison digs in the box for the Lemurs. The Morrison-Reynolds Poso. Morrison 0 for 1 today, ground out to short. Bottom of the fourth, Lemurs leading 3-0, trying to extend that lead against Alex O'Shears and the Wingnuts. First pitch, Morrison takes for a strike, 0-1. Lemurs with 4 hits through the first 3 innings. 0-1 the count in the pitch. Morrison taking again. This time it's low and away for a ball, 1-1. We'll finish up that scoreboard there. Let me check the old Twitter machine, see what is going on over in Amarillo. There's a called strike. I'm sure they have updated the Twitter there to see or to keep up with whatever's going on there, or to update everyone on the situation. And the pitch swung on and fouled away. Count still 1-2 to Morrison. Yep, postponed. Doubleheader tomorrow. So the Air Hogs and Explorers not getting a game in today. Field conditions. The storms this week just made that field unplayable, at least tonight. 2-2 the count. To Morrison here in the pitch. Taken low. Actually, the count should be... Now it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Morrison, and the pitch taken low. Now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Morrison drawing a full count here against Bo Shears. Last time he had a 2-2 count before grounding out. Bo Shears kicks, and the pitch swung and fouled back to the screen. Count still 3-2 as he leads off the inning. So no game in Amarillo, so we're 1 game short on the slate tonight in the American Association, but the Air Hogs, well, the Air Hogs don't really matter. Sounds mean to say, but whatever they do this season as far as wins or losses, they're not getting into the playoffs. But that series does matter because, well, Sioux City is in the middle of a playoff race. They're in the Central. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff pitch, Morrison swings and fouls it off of the catcher, Medina. Staying alive. Count still full. So an opportunity for Lincoln and Gary to each gain a half game tonight. You never know. Weird things can happen in double headers. We'll see what happens tomorrow. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Still the count to Morrison here. And the pitch from Boshier. Swung on and hit into the air down the left field line, but it'll get foul and out of play. And last night really got to commend the fans here at the ballpark. The ones that decided to brave the weather yesterday, showed up, and they hung around for a while. Of course, we had they put upstairs in the lounge the Cowboys preseason game. 3-2 pitch. Morrison takes, called strike 3. Doesn't like the call as he heads back to the dugout. Another strikeout. 3 of the 4 strikeouts tonight for Boshiers have been looking. And Burt Reynolds to the plate with 1 out, no one on. But they had food and drink specials all night long throughout the delay and eventual cancellation of the game. The fans were sticking around. They were eating food, having drinks, watching Cowboys play, watching the grounds crew try and get this field ready. Pitch to Reynolds, called a strike, 0-1. It's a lot of fun, I guess, for them, I guess. They stuck around. Came here to watch baseball and finally left once it was decided there was no baseball. Reynolds swings, grounds one up the middle. It's a single for Burt Reynolds. And that'll bring Jesus Poso to the plate, who's 0-1 with a fielder's choice. Reynolds now 1 for 1 in the game, was hit by a pitch his first time to the plate. Poso comes to the dish, having his best year in professional baseball. Really the first year he's been a full-time starter. Playing in 75 games, starting 69 of them. This game, number 76 for him this season, 70th start. Throw to first, Reynolds back standing. So Poso getting a lot of action this season for the Lemurs. He didn't start out a full-time guy. He was the backup catcher and a backup catcher, backup first baseman, but then became the regular first baseman and would catch sporadically. Pitch taken for a strike, 0-1 to Poso. And well, why has he been staying in the lineup pretty much every day since July? Start of July? That's because he's hitting .285 right now. Third on the team. Throw to first, Reynolds back to the bag standing again. Lemurs as a ball club hitting .264. An interesting stat I noticed today for the Lemurs pitching staff. I'll get to that in a little bit. Reynolds stealing on the pitch. Ground ball towards short. Vargas scoops it up, looks at second. Reynolds was already there. He throws to first. Poso put away 6-3. 2 outs of the inning. Reynolds now at second base and Alvaro Rondon to the plate. But the stat, the Lemurs this season, as a pitching staff, they've struck out 770 batters. Guess how many hits they've allowed? 780. So they've allowed 10 more hits than they have strikeouts, which is a pretty incredible number. You look at other teams, Lemurs are second in the league in strikeouts, while Fargo, they're first in the league in strikeouts, third in ERA. So you think, well, they might be somewhere around that area. They've struck out 816 batters and allowed 835 hits. So they've allowed 19 more hits than they have strikeouts. There's a called strike, 0-1. To Alvaro Rondon, batting from the left side against the righty Boshiers. But everyone else, it's a pretty wide gap or wider gap. As the 0-1, a swing and a miss, 0-2. The Wingnuts, their pitching staff, 565 strikeouts, although they are the bottom of the league in strikeouts, dead last, as they've allowed 928 hits. But everyone else in the league, they're somewhere in the 600 range. We're the only ones in the 700s, and Fargo the only team in the 800s in strikeouts. 0-2 the count to Rondon. The pitch taken down and away. The count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lemurs up 3-0. They have a runner on second base with 2 outs in the inning here in the bottom of the 4th. As they take on the Wingnuts, first of 4 games. The pitch from Boshiers, the swing and a line drive towards Vargas. He leaps up and gets over his glove into left center. It's going to be cut off by Kane, but not before Burt Reynolds can score from second base on the single by Alvaro Rondon. Rondon driving in the 4th run of the game for the Lemurs as they lead now 4-0 over the Wichita Wingnuts. A big base knock for Rondon. He had a big one in their last game. In fact, last time we saw Rondon before tonight, he hit a walk-off single for the Lemurs against the Air Hogs in that 3rd game and what ended up being the last game of that series. That'll bring a bell. Nieves to the plate with a runner on first. Nieves 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts looking. You know, he wants to change that tonight here. A veteran guy who does not like to strike out. First pitch, Nieves is swinging, and he hits one foul and out of play to the right side. So 4-0 Lemurs over the Wingnuts. Boy, this was a little unexpected tonight. Lemurs' offense has been pretty anemic lately. And the Wingnuts, definitely a better pitching staff than the Air Hogs, especially their ace here, Alex Boshiers, who has been pretty good against the Lemurs this season. At least I wasn't expecting this. But I am happily surprised. Pitch outside, a snap throw down to first. Rondon, though, back in time, just barely. Standing up, and the count 1-1 to Nieves. Dolan a lead at first. He's off and moving with the pitch. Nieves swings and fouls it away right at the plate. Straight to the ground and a little bit back. In fact, Bo Shears, here's his numbers against the Lemurs this season. He has pitched 6 times, made 3 starts. He has 1 complete game. He's 3-1 with a 2.42 ERA. Bo Shears has had the Lemurs number for the most part this season. Last time he faced the Lemurs was on July 31st. He got a win through 6 innings. Pitch taken for a called strike 3. And Abel Nieves, uncharacteristically, has struck out looking 3 times today at the plate. That one to end the 4th. Lemurs do score a run, though. We go to the top of the 5th. 4-0, Lemurs lead the Wingnuts.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas. 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light, which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service.
Former Lemur Nick Van Straten to the plate. He'll take the first pitch inside for ball 1. From right-hander Gabe Perez. Top of the 5th. Van Straten, Kane, and Medina. Perez nods and the 1-0 pitch. Van Straten taking. Count now 1-1. I'm saying it's unexpected. I didn't necessarily expect the Wingnuts to blow out the Lemurs today. 1-1 pitch. Swinging a line drive towards left. On the move and trying to scoop it up is Reynolds, but it ends up hitting off his glove and going away from him. And Van Straten will head on to second base. Luckily ruled out a double. But they did just win the division. So it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't play super hard. Try not to get hurt, just kind of cruise along, do what they got to do, but you'd still expect the pitching to be there, and the Lemurs haven't been hitting well, so even against worse pitching like Joplin in Texas. But the Lemurs bats showing up tonight. 6 hits through 4 innings. First pitch to Harrison Kane, taken for a strike, runner on second base. 0-1 the count. No balls, 1 strike. And the pitch, Kane taking up and away. 1-1. Van Stratton over at second, getting a lead. He's got a lot of speed. Don't be surprised if he tries to steal it back, although stealing third in this situation, not super likely. 1-1 delivery, swinging a foul away, right side out of play. Count now 1-2 to Kane. Kane 0 for 1 today, grounded into a fielder's choice in the second inning as he reached first base. Nick Van Stratton at second, his first hit of the day. He was 0 for 1 coming into that at bat. And that hit, by the way, the first of the night for the Wingnuts. They had gone hitless for the first 4 innings against Gabe Perez. A 1-2 pitch, swinging a foul back towards the screen. Kane stays alive. Chavez going to go out and talk to Perez out there in front of the mound. Put his arm on his back, walk him all the way back to the rubber. Chavez going to head back to the plate now as Nick McFarland, home plate umpire, was about to come get him. Infield looking a little splotchy today. Usually you say that about the outfield and the grass, but no, the dirt. So you got still some wet spots and some spots where they put maybe some different type of clay or sand or dirt or whatever they've put on the field in different areas to try and get it playable today. The pitch swung and fouled away again to the right side, not a play. I haven't noticed anything inhibiting base runners on the infield or fielders making any plays. So it must be decent out there. Just from up here, you can kind of see on the screen over there where Van Stratton's getting a lead, some darker spots. 1-2, still the count to Kane. Perez comes to a set, looks over at second. Pulver was creeping in, now backs away. The 1-2 pitch just inside. And the count now even, 2-2. And that's first base runner of the night, or first hit of the night. They've had base runners. They had a walk in the first, and they had a runner reach on an error in the second. 2-2 pitch. Kane again fouls it away, staying alive, fighting away. Pitch after pitch here from Perez. Playing Kane to pull. Pulford just to the right of the bag at second. Perez getting the sign from Chavez. And another 2-2 pitch. Kane swings, hits one into the air into right field. Going back, now coming in is Phipps. He's going to fire it. Nope, not going to fire it. Throws it to Rondon at short. He was a little dare by Phipps to Van Stratton saying, hey, dare you. I dare you to run on me. Van Stratton has seen Phipps' arm, both, I'm sure, as a runner and as an outfielder. He saw Phipps in 2014. The two played in the Lemurs outfield together with that batter Harrison Kane. And so he knows the capability of Dennis Phipps and his throwing abilities. Van Stratton does have speed, but wasn't hit very deep to right. So Van Stratton danced off the bag a little bit, trying to get Phipps to maybe throw it away. And if he throws it away, Van Stratton could have advanced, but Phipps didn't throw it. He didn't fall for Van Stratton's tricks. And everyone just kind of sat there and looked at each other. Martin Medina takes the first strike, 0-1. So a fly out to right of Harrison Kane is out number 1 in the inning, runner at second base. Medina 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging back in the second. It was the last out of that inning. Top of the fifth here, Lemurs lead 4-0 over the Wingnuts. Perez looks at second base, and the pitch to Medina, taken down and away. Medina's hitting pretty well lately, at least in the last 10 games. He's played in 7 of them, and he's hitting .308 in that time frame, with 8 hits in his last 7 games, scoring 6 runs and driving in 3. So he's on a little bit of a hot streak here. 1-1 pitch. Medina takes outside, and the count 2-1. A little worse over the last 5 games. He's played in 3 of them, hitting .250. But he still scored 3 runs and has 3 hits in those 3 games. His other catching counterpart, Brent Dean. Runner moving on the pitch. It's taken out for a strike outside corner. The throw is not in time to third. Nieves and Rondon trying to trick Van Straten into thinking he missed it. But he still had it. Nieves and Van Straten, they've played against each other a lot the last few years in the American Association. Have played both in the Mexican League as well last season. Van Straten and Nieves over there, you can see them talking. Well, you can't see them. I can see them talking to each other. As Van Straten gets a lead at third. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count to Medina. Runner on third, 1 out in the inning. That's that speed Van Straten has. He can show off. 2-2 pitch. Medina swing and a miss. There's strike 3. Actually, a foul tip back into the glove, but doesn't matter. Still a third strike. Medina's now struck out twice tonight. And there's 2 outs, and Leo Vargas to the plate. He is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. 4-0. Lemurs leading the Wingnuts. Wichita trying to get a run on the board. They've got a runner at third base. And 2 outs. Vargas at the plate. 9th batter of the order. Perez from the stretch. And the first pitch to Vargas. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Vargas way back in the batter's box, foot on the back chalk line as his pant legs pulled up, showing off the black socks underneath. 0-1 pitch, a swing and a miss again, and the count 0-2. Perez looking for another strikeout. He's got 1 this inning. Overall, 6 on the night. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. Vargas taking a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts end the inning. And the Wingnuts strand a runner at third. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Lemurs lead 4-0 over the Wingnuts.
To the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at driscollhealthplan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care 1 athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's a
Drew Martinez, Dennis Phipps, Zane Chavez, first three batters of the inning for the Lemurs. First pitch to Martinez, a called strike. 0-1. Alex Boshiers on the mound. Boshiers with 5 strikeouts in the first 4 innings. He had 2 last inning and 2 in the third. So really racking them up there in the third and fourth innings. 0-1 pitch. Martinez takes low. And the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Martinez today 2 for 2, a pair of singles, also a run scored. Lemurs lead 4-0. We're in the bottom of the fifth. And the pitch, swing and a line drive over the head of Vargas into left. A little looping liner. And Martinez 3 for 3 tonight. This is the Drew Martinez the Lemurs know, love, and need right now. The Martinez that they had that was hitting a little over 300 earlier in the season, or well over 300. He was hitting around 315, 320, somewhere in that for a while, then dropped down to right around 300, which is where he is coming into the night. Martinez batting 304. But tonight, 3 for 3. Dennis Phipps to the plate. He is 1 for 2 with a 2-run shot. Martinez moving on the first pitch. It's a ground ball to third. Middlestat fields it cleanly, throws to first. Phipps put away, but Martinez does move up on the putout. 5-3, 1 away. And Martinez, look at what he's done the last 10 games. He's played in 4 of them, so he's only played 4 games since coming off the DL. And he has 3 hits in them. Tonight, 3 hits in 3 at-bats. So starting to heat up. That's a good sign here for this series, and the Lemurs really need to win 3 or 4 games in this series against the Wingnuts. I don't really know how many games they need to win yet. Zane Chavez swings and hits one in the air, shallow center, coming in hard as Kane. He pulls up though and then makes the catch. 2 away. So after the single by Martinez, Boshiers has thrown a pitch to each of the next 2 batters to retire them. Ground out of Phipps and a fly out of Chavez, bringing J.D. Pulfer to the plate. Pulfer 1 for 2 tonight with a double. And a run scored. Pulfer, right-handed hitter. He's another guy the Lemurs really need to get going here. Over the last 10 games, Pulfer hitting 152 and 125 over the last 5. 6 hits in the last 10 games, 2 hits in the last 5 for Pulfer. You get him and Martinez both clicking, and this offense can be really explosive. First pitch missing for a ball. Remember in July they hit over 300 in that road trip. They were just torching the ball. Well, Martinez was hitting very well that road trip. Really the whole team was, but Pulfer was especially hitting well. He had 2 or 3 hits, it seemed like, every night. There's a ground ball right towards the second baseman, Stringer. He'll glove it, throw the first, and that'll end the inning. So after a leadoff single by Martinez, the Lemurs go down in order the next 3, and we go to the top of the 6th. Still a 4-0 ball game. Laredo leading Wichita.
reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
The creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Miller and
Christian Stringer leads off the inning. Top of the order for the Wingnuts. Stringer, Cox, Cleveland. Stringer 0 for 2 today. Fly out and a ground out. First pitch, Stringer's taking outside 1-0. Wingnuts still with just 1 hit in the game through the first 5 innings. That was a double last inning by Nick Van Stratton to start things off. Van Stratton ended up reaching third base. That's as far as he's gotten. Chavez putting some chalk on the outside part, I guess the top part of his hand. On his fingers, really. And the 1-0 pitch, Stringer taking for a ball on the count 2-0. Does that so you being the pitcher, Perez can see the signs he gives him a little bit easier. Some guys paint their fingernails, and Chavez and Poso, they are friends of the chalk. They just like putting chalk on their hands. Some guys will just use tape. Use white athletic tape. I mean, you might get some other colors as well. 3-0 pitch. Stringer takes inside. There's ball 4. So 4-pitch walk. Second walk issued by Perez tonight. Comes here in the 6th inning. Runner on first. Zach Cox to the plate. Lemurs. I hope Perez can get through this inning. Those 6 innings. Hand it off to the bullpen maybe in the 7th. And obviously had a day off yesterday, which really is huge because they had used a few arms the day before. Luis Poyarena threw 4 2/3 in that what ended up being the last game against the Bear Hogs. Luis de la Cruz pitched in that game, as did Manny Martinez. So now most of those guys, I don't know how many days Poyarena needs off, but the other guys should be available. Swing and a miss by Zach Cox, 0-1. Certainly De La Cruz and Martinez are. 0-1 the count to Cox. He's struck out twice today, both times swinging. Over at first, Stringer getting a lead. And the pitch. Check swing. Didn't go, and the count 1-1 as the pitch was outside. And the bullpen's been really good this season for the Lemurs. Best pitching staff in the league, at least in terms of ERA and early statistically. There's a swing and a fly ball in the air to left. Down the line, it will be a foul ball. Or no, ground rule double. I saw home plate umpire put his hands in the air, which usually means foul ball, but this time it meant dead ball, as the ball must have hopped over the wall there, the bullpen. So ground rule double. Runners on 2nd and 3rd now for the Wingnuts with no outs. As Stringer will move up to 3rd base. And Ben Moore's going to come out and visit, go out and talk to Perez. I can't see down the line, so that's why I had to wait for an umpire signal. But he put his hands up and then held his fingers up, 2 fingers. And then I looked over behind 3rd base, or behind the pitcher's mound, and the 3rd base umpire was signaling fair. Not really his call on that, fair or foul. It's the home plate umpire. So when he put his hands straight up in the air, I thought he was signaling foul ball. But Yeah, Lemurs statistically, their pitching staff, best in the league. Not really that close either. Well, kind of close with Lincoln. And really, the Lemurs and Salt Dogs have a very similar pitching staff, the way it's built. Although it's really crazy to think that the Lemurs, not crazy, but it certainly is interesting to think that the Lemurs have the best pitching staff in the league with all of the moving parts they've had in the rotation this year. Pitch inside to Brent Cleveland. They only have one guy left from well, really two guys left from the opening day rotation. Marks and Beckman. He lost their best pitcher at the start of the year, Matt Sergey. He went off to affiliated ball, which is great. 2-1 pitch to Cleveland. Swinging a foul away. The count 1-1. Sorry, 1-0 pitch to Cleveland. Now the count 1-1. So, and then you had Barrett Louts. Picked him up. And he was really good for a month and a half or so, but then he was on the DL. And then the inactivist, pitch up and away, and the count 2-1, done for the year. He was an all-star. So kind of replaced Sergey with Laux. But then you pick up guys like Perez, who was started the year on the inactive list. And you get Zach Dodson here lately. Move Navarre to the rotation. I'm missing someone. 1-1 the count to Cleveland. The pitch taken for a strike. Actually 2-1. Now at the count 2-2. Cleveland today is 0 for 1 with a walk. He popped up in foul territory to the first baseman, Jesus Pulso. Perez comes to a set. And the 2-2 pitch. Cleveland swings, pops one up, down towards the Lemurs on deck circle behind the dugout, and it goes just behind the dugout. Third row of seats. Count stays even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. You don't really have that one guy. Ryan Beckman, I guess, is the one guy. But some of these teams, St. Paul, they've got a few guys that just they go out every night. They've been their starters. And that pitch comes inside and hits Cleveland in the back. Got away from Perez a little bit. That'll load the bases for TJ Middlestat. Middlestat, a very dangerous hitter. Certainly not the guy you want the bases loaded in a 4-run game to be facing, especially if you're a right-handed pitcher like Perez. Chavez knows that. He's going to go out and talk to Perez now on the mound. So Perez has been cruising through the first 5 innings. He had 7 strikeouts and given up just 1 hit. So far this inning, a walk, a ground rule double, and a hit batter. First 3 batters in the 6th. And TJ Middlestat coming to the plate, the cleanup hitter for the Wichita Wingnuts. Lefty batter, and now Pete Cavilla, he's walking out of the dugout. They've already made a mound visit, so that means there will be a pitching change. So Middlestat won't be facing Perez. Pete not chancing it. So Perez goes into the 6th, but he doesn't get himself an out in the 6th inning before they call to the bullpen. So we'll be back in a few moments with the new pitcher here on the Lemurs Broadcast Network. Lemurs leading the Wingnuts 4-0.
Light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada hubbada boom. which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer. And you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Danny Reynolds on a pitch for the Lemurs, the hard-throwing right-hander, going to come in. I thought they might bring out a lefty, but the only lefty in our bullpen right now is Luis Poyorena. Like I said, he threw 4 2/3 2 nights ago. So Reynolds in the pitch. They get a guy who comes in. He's a big strikeout guy. Well, he's not a big guy, but he's a strikeout guy. Reynolds this season for the Lemurs is 1-0. They 2.03 ERA, 12 appearances, 13 1/3 innings pitched. And by strikeout guy, he has 24 strikeouts, just 2 walks in those 13 1/3 innings. So Reynolds will be on to pitch, the right-hander against the lefty, TJ Middlestat. Manager Pete Incaviglia looking for a big strikeout here. Sure was hoping not to have to go to the bullpen in the 6th inning, but he is. Middlestat at the plate. Bases loaded. Stringer at third, Cox at second, Cleveland at first. Only one of them reached on a hit. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Fastball blown past. I don't know that Reynolds was throwing any fastballs during his warm-ups. I think a lot of off-speed stuff. Middlestat with the bases loaded this season. He's had 6 at-bats. And is 3 for 6 with 7 runs batted in, no home runs. So no grand slams this year for Middlestat. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen, and the count quickly 0-2. Reynolds trying to keep it that way. Not 0-2, but no grand slams. On deck, Matt Chavez, and Chavez also a dangerous hitter. He is 0 for 2 today. So a big pressure situation here with a 4-run lead, but you still have bases loaded, tying run at the plate and no outs. Reynolds ahead 0-2 from the stretch. The kick and the fire. Taken just outside. Chavez holding on to that extra few seconds. Crowd unhappy with the call. And the count now 1-2. Thought they had the strikeout of Middlestat. He struck out looking his last time up on a 1-2 count against Gabe Perez. Can't give you Perez's final line yet because he still is responsible for all the base runners. 1-2 pitch, taken up and in. 2-2. Count evens up. I can't tell you, just 2 hits allowed and 7 strikeouts. But he walked 2 and hit 1. Two balls, 2 strikes. So he allowed 5 base runners, but 3 of them this inning. 2-2 pitch. Taken, I guess, just outside again. And the count now full. Reynolds with 2 really good pitches here once he's ahead 0-2. But he hasn't gotten the call. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs, bases loaded. 4-0 the score. Lemurs leading the Wingnuts. Laredo in need of a big out here. Reynolds sets and delivers. Fastball taken just low. And there's ball 4. A walk brings a run in. Reynolds with a few good pitches there. Once he had 2 strikes on Middlestat. But didn't get the call. Matt Chavez to the plate. Still bases loaded. Middlestat at first, now Cleveland at second, and Cox at third after Stringer came in to score. 4-1. Now the score, Wingnuts on the board. The tying run is on base. At this point, Lemurs just trying to get out of the inning with the lead intact. Chavez reached on an error in the second. He's 0 for 2. And the first pitch, Chavez swinging, grounding it foul towards the first base dugout. Will hit off of the fencing and go into right field. The Lemur bullpen member will come out and grab it. It went pretty far out there. Chavez with the bases loaded. 10 appearances, 10 at-bats this season. 3 for 10 with 7 runs batted in. The best hitter with the bases loaded on the Wingnuts this season is Richard Pregatano. But he is on the disabled list. Oh, and 1 the count. Here to Chavez. We're ready to go with the ball having been retrieved. Runners with their leads, no one holding them on. Reynolds with the pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen, and the count now 0-2. So Reynolds gets ahead of the first 2 hitters that he faces here, 0-2. First one he ended up walking. See what he can do here with Chavez. Reynolds getting the sign from Zane Chavez, the Lemurs catcher. Comes to a set. And the 0-2 pitch, swing and a pop-up back behind the screen and up and over. And the count stays 0-2. As I mentioned, this game really a must-win for the Lemurs. And it would be a huge win against Alex Boshiers. But it's not a done deal, especially right now with the bases loaded. And still no outs in the inning. 0-2 the count here to Chavez. Reynolds nods. And comes to a set on the hill. Another 0-2 pitch. Swing, and again a pop-up over the screen out of play, just off to a little bit to the right. 4 straight foul balls by Matt Chavez at the plate. Here against Danny Reynolds. On deck is Nick Van Straten. Van Straten has one of the 2 hits for the Wingnuts, a double. Still an 0-2 count. Reynolds with another 0-2 pitch. And it's taken just high. Chavez finally not swinging at one. Maybe a little inside, and they count 1-2. Reynolds looking for the punch out. Or maybe a double play ball. Here comes the 1-2 delivery, taken in the dirt low. The count evens up, 2-2. I guess we got some organ music going on in the ballpark today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Reynolds with the break-even pitch. Swing and a miss. Gets the strikeout. 1 out. And that'll bring Nick Van Stratton to the plate. Van Stratton, 1 for 2, stolen bag, a double. A lot of speed on the base, or a lot of speed at the plate. He's a tough guy to turn a double play on. The Lemurs certainly try to do that if they get a ground ball. Corners playing up. And the pitch, Van Stratton swings, fouls one away. 0-1. Don't look for the Wingnuts to bunt a lot in this series because they just don't do it. They have bunted twice this season, or at least sack bunted twice this season. I'm sure Van Stratton's tried to bunt for a base hit a couple times already, but yeah, only 2 sacrifice bunts. This obviously not really a chance, an opportunity to lay down a sack bunt, but that's why you didn't see one earlier in the inning. 0-1, the count to Van Stratton. Reynolds with the pitch. Van Stratton swings, hits one high into the air, shallow left center. That could be trouble. Coming in is Reynolds. He can't make the play. Rondon scoops it up. He fires to third. It gets away and into the dugout. That'll score 3 runs for the Wingnuts. Rondon was out there. He was near the ball. Reynolds couldn't get there in time and maybe could have dove for it if Rondon wasn't standing as close as he was. And this game is tied up 4-4. Reynolds overran it. Rondon was standing about 2 steps away, picked it up and threw to third. Nieves was not on the bag at third, as everyone was pretty much holding still on the base paths. The score now 4-4. It'll be a single and an error. An E6. First pitch will hit Harrison Kane. Second hit batter of the inning by a Lemurs pitcher. Lemurs falling apart here in the 6th. As the Wingnuts have tied it up, there's still just 1 out in the inning. And to the plate, Martin Medina. They got the shallow fly ball. I don't know if that ball's hit a little deeper. Reynolds can make the catch and likely throw out anyone. In fact, they might not even send the runner from third at the plate. He's got a cannon. Medina, runners on first and second. Kane at first. Van Stratton at second. First pitch, Medina's taking fastball low. So this inning, you have 2 walks, 2 hit batters, a little shallow fly ball into left center, and a ground rule double. Also a throwing error. One 1-0, the count to Medina. The pitch, swinging a foul away right side out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners get their leads. No one holding them on, so they've got pretty big ones. Especially Kane at first. 0-1 pitch, or 1-1 pitch inside, and the count 2 balls, 1 strike. Game tied at 4. There's a swing and a miss, and the count now 2-2. Medina's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. It was against starter Gabe Perez, and now you can actually close the book on Perez. He allows 3 runs, all earned. Swinging a ground ball towards Pulfer at second. He goes for a tag. They're going to say out on the tag, and he throws to first and gets Medina. Double play. Nice play by Pulfer, and that graciously ends the inning as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Lemurs are now tied with the Wingnuts 4-4 as we go to the bottom of the 6th here in Laredo.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reductions store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus, find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas. 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light, which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarria's Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarria's is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarria's is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry?
End of the game. A new pitcher for the Wingnuts. They don't fool around. They pull Boshears after 5. And they bring Chase Johnson out, the 6'5", 245-pound right-hander. Johnson this season pitched for a couple different teams. Started the year with Sioux Falls. He's pitched in 33 games for the Wingnuts now. He pitched 5 games for the Canaries. Pitched low, the batter, Ty Morrison. Morrison 0 for 1 today. Game tied at 4 here in the 6th, bottom half. Johnson, first member out of the pen for the Wingnuts, fires inside in the count 2-0. But with the Wingnuts this season, 33 appearances. He's 4-1 with a 2.84 ERA. All those outings out of the pen. He has 1 save, 38 innings pitched, 39 strikeouts, 20 walks. Johnson finally fires a strike, and the count now 2-1. So Boshear's day is done. I'll give you the final line on Boshear's. 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned. No walks, 5 strikeouts. They appealed down to third on the check swing by Morrison. It was close, but they say he didn't go. So the count now 3-1 to Morrison. And the pitch taken outside corner at the knees. Morrison can't believe it. Thought he had a walk. Count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Not the best of starts for Boshear's, but he leaves with a tie game. So he won't get a loss today. 3-2 pitch. Morrison swings and fouls it away left side out of play. Morrison struck out looking his last time at the plate. Wind now blowing in from center. Count still full to Morrison as he leads off the inning. The pitch, swinging a line drive down the left field line, foul into the seats. We fall by Reynolds and Poso here this inning. First 3 for the Lemurs. Winnipeg Goldeyes have gotten a big lead over Fargo. Swinging a ground ball towards the middle, bouncing over the bag at second. Vargas can't get there in time. It's a single. He dove for it in shallow center. That's how slow that ball was bouncing. But even if he had fielded it, Morrison would have been safe anyways. Single to lead off the inning for Morrison. That'll bring Burt Reynolds to the plate. Morrison now 1 for 3. Reynolds is 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch and a single today. He hit a ground ball up the middle. Tie game 4-4. Chase Johnson on the mound now for the Wingnuts. First time Reynolds faced Johnson this ball game. Morrison at first with a lead, digs in. First pitch to Reynolds, taking high, ball 1. This would be a great time for a Reynolds home run, but we'll see. He can produce. It'd be just a great time for a hit. Lemurs can add on some more runs. Off and moving with the pitch is Morrison. The pitch was in the dirt, picked out by the runner. Hits Morrison and then rolls away. He's not going to risk it. He's going to stay at second. I think it might have caught him in the helmet. It bounced off him pretty sharply and rolled almost to right field. Stayed on the infield dirt, though. Morrison wasn't sure how quickly Stringer was going to get to it. And the count 2-0 to Reynolds. Lemurs with a few stolen bags today now. Running all over Martin Medina and the pitching staff for the Wingnuts. Third steal of the night. They've sent a couple of runners other times. However, the batter did swing at it. Maybe a hit and run, but Lemurs haven't been the team that really tries to do hit and runs. It doesn't seem like too much. Pitch taken outside. And the count now 3-0 to Reynolds. Morrison at second base. Gets his lead. Infield shifted for Reynolds to pull the ball in the 3-0 pitch. Reynolds taking all the way. Pitch called a strike. He did take a step or two towards first base. And the count 3-1. A 4-run 6th inning by the Wingnuts put them back in this ball game, tied it up. Lemurs scored runs in 3 straight innings. 3-1 pitch. Reynolds takes outside, and that will be ball 4. Runners on first and second for Laredo. Jesus Poso to the plate. He's 0 for 2 today, which just means he's due, right? Poso's been getting a hit every game, it seems like, for the Lemurs here lately. Going to be a mound visit, though. Luke Robertson, pitching coach. Going to come out and have a chat with Chase Johnson after he gives up a single and a walk. So Reynolds has reached 3 times tonight. A hit by pitch, a single, and a walk. Unplayed umpire Nick McFarland going out to the mound, trying to end the conversation. The American Association today came out with their postseason all-star team. Take 1 player for each position. They already announced the player of the year. That was Nate Sampson. That was yesterday. Yesterday or the day before. So Nate Sampson won the player of the year, shortstop for the Sioux City Explorers. They'll announce pitcher of the year, man of the year, manager of the year, a few other awards tomorrow, but the postseason all-star team was announced today. First pitch to Poso, he squared around a bunt, pulls it back, it's called strike. Lemurs is on a team who sack bunts a lot. And Poso did square around there. In fact, Poso actually has laid down 3 sack bunts this season. One of the highest numbers on the team. Also taking there. Pitch down and away, and the count now 1-1. But I'll let you guess how many Lemurs were on that postseason all-star team. 0. 1-1 pitch. Poso taking a called strike. The count 1-2. And while the Lemurs have had some guys with some good years, really it's the pitching that's been really good. The hitting has been good in spurts, but there's no one that's really top of the category in a lot in things in the batting categories. Phipps and Reynolds and home runs. That's about it though. Poso swings, pops one up over the screen. And the count stays 1-2 to him. But no one's in the top 10 in average. Haven't really had anyone in the top 10 in average all year. Nor RBIs or stolen bases, any of those. So no Lemurs made it. But shockingly, no Wingnuts did either. And the Wingnuts have the best offense in the league. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Poso. And the pitch swung on and popped foul again off to the right. And the count stays 1-2. But not just did no Lemurs and no Wingnuts, no one from the South Division made the postseason all-star team. All North and Central players. I think there was some South Division players that were worthy of an all-star nod. 1-2 pitch taken for a called strike at the knees. Poso goes down looking, and there's now 1 away, bringing Alvaro Rondon to the plate. Rondon already has an RBI single in the game. And actually, it won't be Rondon. Pinch hitter. Jimmy Norris. I'm telling him to go out hit. He stopped right around where the umpire was, looked back at the dugout. And Pete was pointing, saying, get out there. So Jimmy Norris coming off the bench instead of Alvaro Rondon. First pitch taken, outside ball 1. So despite Rondon being 1 for 2 in the game, I don't know, maybe he hurt himself or something. I don't know what could have happened. But he's not hitting here. It's going to be Norris. The pitch taken for a strike. The count 1-1. Norris batting .167, has 2 runs batted in. He's played in 32 games, but he's only started 13, and a lot of those games he's played in that he hasn't started, he's come in as a pinch runner. 1-1 pitch outside, and the count 2 balls and a strike to Norris. Still with Morrison at second and Reynolds at first. Some speed on the base pass, that's for sure. I thought Mitch Glasser, the second baseman for the Blasters, as well as Geraldo Valentin for Joplin, deserved to be on those teams, at least closely should be. There's a throw down to third as both runners were stealing on the pitch. And it's a double steal. Morrison, his second steal of the inning as he goes to third, and Reynolds up to second on the stolen bag. And now it looks like they're sending the runners back to the bags, maybe calling a batter's interference. Reynolds looks like he's walking back to first. Third base umpire was pointing for him to go back. Morrison's still standing at third, though. Pete's come out of the dugout. Now he's letting Nick McFarland have a piece of his mind. I looked away after the stolen bag to mark it in my book, so I didn't see if the home plate umpire made a decision, but Pete's acting like it was the home plate umpire, and he is not happy. Now the infield gathering on the mound around Johnson. Mike Meyer is even in on the action. He's standing at the top of the steps with his hands out saying, I don't know. Not really sure what the decision was. I'm going to try and pull up the feed. Let's see if I can see the play. Yeah, I didn't look like Norris moved into the way. He stayed in the box. Medina came behind him. Maybe he dropped the bat down in the way of Medina. As I'm watching this replay, maybe that's what they're calling on him. 2 balls, 1 strike to count. Runners will go back to their bags, though. I'm not even sure what the count is right now. I think it's 2-1. Runners at first and second still. After much delay, pitch up and away. There's ball 4. It's 3-1. Now time called. Norris was heading down to first. So I don't know why they didn't. I guess it was still a ball. I have no clue. I don't know what's happening. I usually can tell, but the umpires were not helping us out up here. That's for sure. It works out for the Lemurs anyways. No credit for the stolen bags. But they have the bases loaded. And Abel Nieves at the plate. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts all looking. He'll be looking to change that here. First pitch to Nieves. He swings and lines one up the middle. Base knock. Scoring is Morrison. Bobbling it in the outfield is Kane, but they hold Reynolds up at third. Lemurs have a lead once more. It's 5-4. Nieves said, forget working a count because I've struck out every time I've done that. I'm swinging first pitch and I'm lining it up the middle. Took a hop at the edge of the infield, and the Lemurs up 5-4 with Drew Martinez, who's 3 for 3 in the ball game. An RBI single. So after the confusion on the field, Norris draws the walk, loads the bases, and Nieves comes up with a big single. So Reynolds now at third. Morrison scored. Norris is at second. And you have Nieves at first. First pitch to Martinez. He takes low, ball 1. Now it's the Lemurs' turn to get the bases loaded and do some damage with a couple of walks. Rob Lau, the broadcaster for the Wingnuts, he has no idea what's going on either. 1-0 pitch, swinging a ground ball down towards first. It's picked up by Chavez. He slings the second for one. The relay to first not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice. Martinez will reach, and another run will score. Lemurs lead 6-4 now. So Nieves put away 3-6, and there's now 2 outs in the inning, but Laredo still with a runner at third base as Norris moves up to third. Reynolds scored. So runners on the corners, 2 away, and Dennis Phipps at the plate. You have Norris at third and Martinez at first. Give Martinez an RBI as well. So a 4-run 6th for the Wingnuts is answered here by the Lemurs. A 2-run 6th so far. Dennis Phipps at the plate, and you know he's always hunting for a home run. First pitch low in the dirt, curveball, 1-0. Phipps has a home run already today, a 2-run home run in the third. You just know when the opportunity is big, Phipps wants to make the most of it. 1-0 pitch, Phipps taking high. Fastball on the count, 2-0. The amount of clutch home runs he's had this season, 9th inning and on, it's been a lot. Or I'd say meaningful home runs where he's had earlier in the game maybe a home run to give the Lemurs a lead, which they've held on to. Pitched down and away, 3-0. We've had 2 games this year where Phipps had a solo home run and the Lemurs ended up winning 1-0. He had a game-tying bottom of the 9th solo home run the other night. He had a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 9th a couple weeks ago. Already has 1 home run today. 3-0 pitch. Phipps takes up and away, ball 4. Nothing close to Dennis Phipps to hit. And it's the 3rd walk of the inning issued by Johnson. Bases now loaded again. And Zane Chavez to the plate. Left-handed hitting catcher for the Lemurs. 0 for 3 in the night. 1 strikeout, fly out, and fielder's choice. Lemurs still with an opportunity here to attack more runs on the board. We have Norris at third. First pitch to Chavez inside, ball 1. Norris at third, Martinez at second, and Phipps at first. Now a mound visit by the catcher Medina. They've already made 1 coach's mound visit this inning. Medina trying to settle down his pitchers. He's now thrown 5 straight pitches out of the strike zone. Ball, no strikes to Chavez. Speed on the base pass. And the pitch. Inside, it gets past the catcher Medina to the wall. Norris racing home, he dives in ahead of the throw. He's safe, all runners advance, and the Lemurs now lead 7-4. Norris sprints home on the wild pitch. That's the 3rd run of the inning for the Lemurs. Phipps now at second, Martinez at third. 2-0 count to Chavez. Still a chance for an RBI here with 2 men in scoring position. Chavez, the 8th batter of the inning for the Lemurs. Time called before the pitch. The Wingnuts actually batted 8 batters in the 6th as well. It ended on a Martin Medina double play ball. 2 outs here, so no chance for a double play. Lemurs just need to get a hit to keep the inning going, or a walk. Johnson on the mound. Phipps at second, Martinez at third. 2-0 pitch. Taken inside, and the count 3-0. Lemurs with a 7-4 lead. Up again by 3 now. Saw their 4-run lead evaporate last half inning, top of the 6th. 3-0, all the way taking is Chavez. It's a called strike, though. Get me over. And the count 3-1. So Johnson, for walking Phipps on 4 pitches, threw 3 straight balls to Chavez. Now is a 3-1 count on him. Chavez steps out of the box, calling time. Wind still blowing in from center. 3-1 the count. Strange ball game tonight here in Laredo. The pitch, swing and a miss. Chavez way ahead of the curveball. And the count full 3-2. From the stretch, payoff pitch. Chavez takes. Check to swing. They'll appeal. Say he didn't go. Ball 4. Back-to-back walks. 4th walk of the inning for Chase Johnson. And the 9th batter of the inning, J.D. Pulford to the plate. Pulford 1 for 3 today with a double and a run scored. Seven to 4. Lemurs in the lead. Pulford with a chance to extend that lead even further. As we go to the 7th. Here with 2 outs in the 6th. First pitch to Pulford. He takes outside corner for a called strike 0-1. As you've already seen, no lead really safe from the Wingnuts. Get them while you can. Johnson comes set. 0-1 pitch. Pulford swinging, fouling it back into the glove in the count. 0-2. Chavez at first, Phipps at second, Martinez at third. 2 outs. 9 hits in the game for the Lemurs. They've had 2 this inning. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Pulford mad at himself. 3 pitches, and he's retired. Bases left loaded for Laredo, but they score 3. And we go to the top of the 7th. Lemurs in the lead again, 7-4 over the Wingnuts.
Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location to try out Popeyes' new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeyes' new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care 1 athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine that if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Leo Vargas leads off the inning. Luis de la Cruz is on the mound. Trying to figure out what's going on with our stat tracking thing. But Leo Vargas at the plate, 9-1-2 hitters. Vargas 0 for 2 in the game, followed by Christian Stringer and Zach Cox. 7-4 the score. De La Cruz on a pitch for the Lemurs. 3-1 this season with a 2.76 ERA. First pitch taken for a strike, 0-1. De La Cruz 43 outings, 5 saves, all of his outings out of the pen. 49 innings pitched, 23 walks, 45 strikeouts. De La Cruz will call Chavez out to the mound. We'll have a quick conversation. Pitch taken low. One pitch. Vargas taking a strike. The count 1-2. De La Cruz on a pitch. Used him in a variety of roles. Setup guy, closer. Well, kind of backup closer. Pitch swung on a miss, strike 3. Thought he might have gotten it in the dirt, but Chavez making a nice play, keeping it out of the dirt. And there's one away. Another strikeout for the Lemurs pitching staff tonight. So day done for Danny Reynolds. Give you his final line here. Christian Stringer to the plate. Reynolds an inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned. He walked a batter and struck out a batter. Stringer at the plate is 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. De La Cruz kicks in the first pitch. Stringer takes inside. It goes all the way to the wall on the count. 1-0. 7-4, Lemurs leading. And the pitch taken inside. Count 2-0. And the 2-0 pitch, swinging a pop-up. Foul, out of play. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lemurs with 9 hits in the game. 3 hits for the Wingnuts. Stringer, leadoff man, swings and fouls another pitch away. The count evens up 2-2. Still in search of his first hit. In fact, the first 3 batters in the Wingnuts order, Stringer, Cox, and Cleveland, they have 1 hit. Granted, they have reached a combined total of 4 times tonight in the first 6 innings. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. TJ Middlestead even 0 for 2 with a walk. 2-2 pitch, swinging a line drive over the glove of a leaping Nieves there on the left side. It'll be a single for Stringer. He does get his first hit of the night here. A 1-out single in the 7th. So we can expect, as long as this game stays close, Jeff Inman for the 9th. And then in the 8th inning, De La Cruz has been one of the 8th inning guys. Well, it's been kind of De La Cruz in the 8th and Reynolds in the 7th. or they flip. Brett De La Cruz 7th, Reynolds 8th. But Reynolds already pitched last inning in the 6th. Zach Cox at the plate, 1 out, runner on first. De La Cruz, though, has thrown a couple of innings in games this season. Pitch taken low for a ball, 1-0. So that might be the goal here, have him throw 2 innings. Or they could always go with maybe Manny Martinez or Kamakani Usui. Not sure of the plan yet. I do know Jeff Inman will be the man out of the pen in the 9th. 1-0 pitch to Cox, swinging a ground ball towards Norris. He scoops it up at second, fires the short over to Pulfer, but not in time on the relay to get Cox. So Cox reaches on a fielder's choice. 4-6, and that's the defensive alignment. Pulfer goes over to short. And Norris to second, as expected. Brent Cleveland to the plate, 2 outs, runner on first. That runner is Zach Cox. First pitch to Cleveland, takes down and away, ball 1. Cleveland is 0 for 1. He's walked twice. Walked and been hit by a pitch twice, actually. Walked and been hit by a pitch once, reaching twice with a run scored. Scored the 3rd run of the game for the Wingnuts. 3rd run of their 4-run 6th inning. 1-0 the count to Cleveland. De La Cruz from the stretch. Kicks and fires. Taken down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. Take a look around the rest of the league here in the 7th. Should have done that earlier. Lincoln leading 5-2 over St. Paul. So Lincoln trying to stay alive in that central race. Right in the top of the 9th there. Winnipeg up 9-6, bottom of the 8th in Fargo, or against Fargo. Winnipeg is at home. Pitch called to strike, and the count 2-1. Fargo's clawed themselves back to within 3, but they only have 1 more time at the plate in the top of the 9th against the Gold Eyes. Final in Kansas City, the T-Bones falling to the Sioux Falls Canaries. Game with 0 playoff implications. Gary won today 3-0 at home over Joplin. 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. 2-2. Guess we got a late start here. Didn't start till 7:26. Sioux City in Texas, they're not playing today due to field conditions. So 2 games final, 3 games still going on. Almost the 2 others final. Will be the last ones done tonight. 1 game not playing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the break-even pitch, Cleveland swing, and a foul tip back into the glove of Chavez. He strikes out. And it's a 2-strikeout inning for Luis De La Cruz. We go to the 7th inning stretch, and Laredo Lemurs leading 7-4 over the Wingnuts.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes. There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft, buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visits on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
The creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger.
Chop House Cheddar Burger. It's back.
I don't have anything else to compare it to. It's the best out there, I think. The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back.
Only at Whataburger and only for a limited time.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubbada, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
First pitch of the inning to Ty Morrison's high for ball 1. New pitcher in the ball game. It is number 33, Luis Pardo. Pardo from Miami. The 1-0 pitch finding the zone for a strike. Pardo this season, 0-0 with a 2.79 ERA, 8 appearances with the Wingnuts, all out of the pen. 9 2/3 innings pitched. 3 walks, 11 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Morrison, who started off the inning last inning with a single, stole a bag, scored a run. So Chase Johnson's day is done. As the Lemurs up by 3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Pardo winds in the 2-1 pitch, taken high. 3 balls, 1 strike. So Johnson's final line, an inning pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs. There's 2 earned. They're all earned. 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Pitch taken for a called strike. Count now evened up, or now full actually. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Morrison. Hit a 3-2 count in the 6th, as well as a 3-2 count in the 4th. Payoff pitch, Morrison takes down and in, ball 4. He walks for the first time tonight. Stays 1 for 3. Runner at first for the Lemurs. And Burt Reynolds to the plate. Reynolds has reached every time tonight. Hit by pitch, single, and a walk. Reynolds, the righty against Pardo, the righty. Reynolds with a swing and a miss, 0-1. Singled up the middle. His second time up. Didn't really see much to hit his last time up, as he walked. 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul, back to the screen, and the count 0-2. To the count. Morrison getting a lead. See if he tries to take off here. Not on this pitch. It's just low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Said Lincoln was winning, or Lincoln did win. So they will move to a half game behind Sioux City, who did not play today. And Gary won, so they'll be a game and a half behind Sioux City. 1-2 pitch, and there goes Morrison. It's inside. Medina actually drops the ball. It'll be a stolen bag. Morrison to second, and the count now evens up 2-2 to Reynolds. Runner on second base with no outs. Base hit scores a run for the Lemurs. I'm sure they'd like one of those. Extend their lead to 4. Mentioned earlier that the South did not have a all-star or postseason all-star selected. Thought there was a few guys in the Wingnuts that should have been. 2-2 pitch taken inside, and the count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Thought Harrison Kane, Brent Cleveland, and DJ Middlestat all were deserving, and Matt Chavez, their first baseman. Chavez and Middlestat, top 2 in the league in OPS. 3-2 pitch. Reynolds swings, hits a broken back ground ball left side. Middlestat scoops it up at third, throws a bullet to first. And there's one away. Morrison still at second base. But thought they all were deserving. Kane is second in the league in batting average. By the way, Matt Chavez has now played enough games, and he leads the league in batting average. Cleveland, 10th in the league in batting average, also has 16 home runs and 60 runs batted in. Is up there in OPS as well. OPS is on base plus slugging. It's one of those metrics that first pitch to Poso swung on and hit down the line in the left, but foul. Not a play, 0-1. Poso today is 0 for 3. On base plus slugging. It really is a pretty good metric to quantify the a player's overall season. 0-1 pitch. Poso swings and fouls back to the screen. Especially for an impact player. A guy who just gets a lot of singles, not going to have the highest of OPS. Slugging percentage factors in extra base hits, things of that nature. There's on base percentage, just as how many times you can get on base. 0-2 pitch. Poso swings and misses, strikes out for the second time tonight. He's 0 for 4. 2 outs and Norris to the plate for the second time tonight. Pitch hit for Alvaro Rondon. Last inning, drew a walk, ended up scoring on a wild pitch. Norris digging in. Not really sure why Rondon was pulled from the game. And the pitch to Norris, taken up and in. 1-0. And the pitch, Norris checks, they appeal, didn't go. Pitch was low. 2-0. Rangers looking to add to their lead. They lead 7-4 over the Wingnuts here in Game 1 of this 4-game series. We'll take a quick peek at that Winnipeg game. There's a called strike, and the count now 2-1. They should be about over if they're not. Oh, still bottom of the 8th, but Winnipeg's added. They were up 9-6, the Gold Eyes were over the Red Hawks, but well, the Fish added 2 more so far. It's 11-6. So Lemurs not going to pick up a game tonight, likely. 2-1 pitch. Norris swings and hits one in the air into center field. Going back is Kane. He'll make the catch, though, and that'll end the inning. Fly out to center and the Lemurs strand a runner at second base, but they still lead by 3 as we go to the top of the 8th. Lemurs 7, Wingnuts 4.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill. Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
DJ Middlestat leads off the inning for the Wingnuts. The Middlestat, Chavez, Van Straten here in the 8th. Manny Martinez on the mound for the Lemurs. So Martinez, who hadn't really pitched a whole lot for Laredo, now is pitching in some big situations here the last couple of games. First pitch, a swing and a miss by Middlestat. 3-run lead, he comes in the 8th. He threw the 10th inning the other night for the Lemurs. Martinez with the 0-1 pitch. Fastball taken for a strike, 0-2. Martinez, 2-2 with a 3.12 ERA, 6 appearances. No saves, 8 2/3 innings pitched. He has 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. And the pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Middlestat goes down swinging. And this is the first time the Wingnuts have seen Martinez this season. Martinez hasn't given up a run in his last 4 outings. He gave up 2 runs in his first outing, a run in his second outing, but he's gone 4 straight shutout outings, adding up to a total of 6 1/3 innings pitched of shutout baseball. Now 6 2/3 with that strikeout. In fact, he's only given up 2 hits and no walks in that time frame. Chavez swings at the first pitch and fouls it away. Matt Chavez, 0 for 3 today. A big hitter for the Wingnuts. Came up empty with the bases loaded in the 6th. He struck out. But he wishes he could have that back with the Lemurs leading the Wingnuts 7-4 right now. Pitch taken outside. In fact, it was no outs with a strikeout too. First out of the inning there. Eleven strikeouts now by Lemurs pitching. 1-1 to Chavez, swinging a ground ball right side through the infield. And he's aboard with his first hit of the game, a 1-out single in the 8th. And that'll bring Nick Van Straten to the plate. Van Straten, 2 for 3. Chavez aboard with the single. Martinez, the righty, on the hill. First pitch to Van Stratton, taken low for ball 1. In fact, Martinez, prior to that base hit, hadn't given up a runner in his last 7 outs. Actually 8 outs, counting the strikeout of Middlestat. 1-0 the count. And the delivery taken just low. 2-0. Martinez got the win in that extra inning games against the Airhogs, 3-2, the victory for the Lemurs, and got the win in Joplin, the lone win in that 4-game set there. As the Lemurs won 4-3. 2-0 pitch taken for a strike. 2-1. Van Stratton a double in the 5th and a single in the 6th. Two balls and a strike. And the pitch. Van Stratton swings, fouls one away. I was talking about the postseason all-star team. I thought Zane Chavez certainly could have had a shot at catcher of the year. I've seen him work defensively behind the plate. He is incredible behind the plate, catches a lot of runners stealing, works well with this pitching staff that is the best ERA in the league. I already mentioned kind of the makeshift starting rotation they've had throughout the year, putting in guys left and right here to start. Ground ball towards second. Pulford takes it all the way to the bag himself and then throws over to first. And they're saying he was safe at second. Pulford missed the bag. So no outs on the play. They didn't get the runner at first. They're saying Pulford missed second base. They threw it back over there because Chavez was headed towards the dugout. He thought he was out. It would be I guess a fielder's choice. And an error now. Incaviglia coming out of the dugout. He's unhappy, as he thinks there should be at least one out. It looked funny. I won't lie. When Pulford was running towards the bag, I thought something looked amiss. I wasn't sure if he had actually touched it. But Pete, finished talking out there. So instead of flipping it to Norris, Pulford decided to run a long ways to the bag. I'm trying to see. I'm pulling up the YouTube stream to watch Pulford try and get there. If he touched it, he got it with his heel of his foot on the front side of the bag. But it was very close. Harrison Kane to the plate, runners on first and second. First pitch from Martinez is high. So and the 1-0 taken for a strike. So it will be a fielder's choice and an E6 to allow Chavez to be safe. 1-1 the count. And the pitch to Kane. Swinging a foul off the catcher's mask, Chavez, and the count 1-2. I do believe that's an error if the runner, if the defender just misses the bag. Home plate umpire Nick McFarland hand delivering the baseball to Manny Martinez out there on the mound. Kane today is 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Two batters hit by a pitch there in that 6th inning. 1-2 delivery, Kane fouls it away, staying alive, something he does very well is foul off pitches. at least against the Lemurs this season. Martinez on the hill. Wingnuts with 5 hits tonight, as the Lemurs continue to strike out more batters and they give up hits. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a soft bouncer down towards third. Nieva is barehanding it. He's going to throw to first. It's late. It'll be an infield single for Kane, basically a swinging bunt. And the base is now loaded. Boy, how huge is that play there? That wasn't made at the bag at second. Instead of at least 2 outs, with runners on first and second, it's now 1 out and the base is loaded. And we're going to make a call to the bullpen. This might be Jeff Inman. He might come in for a 2-inning save or an inning and 2/3 save. Not sure, haven't seen anyone leave the dugout or the bullpen yet, but Martinez's day is done. Not completely his fault. The ball never, only Chavez really had a solid hit against him. He had an error and an infield single. So we'll be back to the new pitcher here in a moment. Lemurs lead 7-4, but the bases are loaded with 1 out here in the 8th for the Wingnuts.
Before your Memorial Day party gets going, drive over to Ashley Furniture Home Store this week for our best Memorial Day sale ever. Get dramatic price reduction store-wide or no interest until January 2021. Choose from sofas and sectionals, all at unbelievably low prices. Plus find savings on beds and amazing deals on dining rooms. It's our best Memorial Day sale ever, so don't wait. Hurry over to Ashley Furniture Home Store right now. Ashley Furniture Home Store. This is home. 4520 San Bernardo Avenue, Laredo, Texas. 956-712-2401. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. See store for details.
Core Business Solutions is a proud sponsor of Lemurs Baseball. Core Business Solutions services the 17 southernmost counties of Texas as well as areas of northern Mexico. They offer a wide range of high-tech solutions for businesses and organizations. Make Core Business Solutions your solution today.
Hey, ¿tienes algo que celebrar? ¿Que le salió el primer diente a tu hijo? ¿Que tu abuelita aprendió a tuitear? ¿Que cambiaste tu cheque? La respuesta es la misma. Pues un carnesazo. No importa lo que estés celebrando, lo que importa es que lo celebres. Pues con un carnesazo de H-E-B. En H-E-B encuentras gran variedad de cortes a precios bajos y de buena calidad. Carnesazo. Carne asada con ganas solo en H-E-B.
Falcon Bank and the Laredo Lemurs are a winning combination. At Falcon, they know what counts. Personalized service, attention to detail, and genuine commitment to helping customers achieve their dreams. Falcon Bank, guided by faith, grounded by family, and committed to you.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to people wondering L-I-T-E, that's how you spell light? Which led to people thumbing through their dictionaries, which led to there's got to be a better way to look up words, which led to the invention of spell check, which led to better resumes, promotions, celebrations, and happy hour. Miller Lite, we invented light beer and happy hour. You're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Chavarrias Plumbing's the #1 choice for any plumbing problem. Chavarrias is a full-service company with up-to-date technology, trained professionals. With over 30 years of service to the community, Chavarrias is still growing strong. Visit chavarriasplumbing.com and go Lemurs!
Getting hungry? Popeyes always hits the spot. Make sure to stop by any Popeyes location.
Jeff Inman is into pitch. The base is loaded for the Wingnuts. They loaded the bases in the 6th, now in the 8th. They have them loaded again with 1 out and Martin Medina to the plate. So Manny Martinez's day is done. He gives up 2 singles, one of them an infield single. Fielder's choice and a strikeout. First pitch to Medina, swing and a miss, 0-1. Uppercut swing there by Medina. Count 0-1. Inman, the closer for the Lemurs, into pitch. 2-3 on the year with a 2.63 ERA, 43 outings out of the pen, 16 saves. The 0-1 pitch, Medina fouls it away, and the count 0-2. Runners on base, you have Chavez at third, Van Stratton at second, and Kane at first. The back 2 runners at first and second both have a lot of speed. 0-2 pitch. Medina, the catcher, chases one in the dirt. And there is strike 3. He's now 0 for 4 in the game, Medina is, with 3 strikeouts and a ground ball double play. Leo Vargas to the plate. Medina unhappy with himself for chasing. I think he chased a couple of pitches at bat. Vargas is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts already. Inman just needs one more out to get the Lemurs to their half of the 8th and out of this jam. As he entered with the bases loaded. First pitch to Vargas, foul tipped into the glove, and the count 0-1. These are the situations Inman loves. He says being a closer's okay, but he'd rather come in a close game or with runners on base in these kind of tight situations. Pitch up high and outside. Check swing, he didn't go. Count 1-1. With runners on, trying to keep runs off the board, then come in the 9th inning with a 2-run lead and just try to get the save. He wants the big pressure situation. Like this. 1-1 pitch. Vargas takes just out of the zone, down and away. 2 balls and a strike. And well, we've used him in that capacity a lot this season. The Lemurs have. That's why he doesn't have a ton of saves. He is in the top 5 in saves. 2-1 pitch, taken high. And the count 3 balls and a strike. Inman 4th in the league in saves with 16. The Lemurs as a team are right up there at the top of the league with in saves. 3 balls, 1 strike. The pitch to Vargas, taken at the knees for a called strike, and the count now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded. All the runners will be moving on the pitch. Kane at first, Van Stratton at second, and Chavez at third. A merry-go-round of Wingnuts. Inman sets. And the 3-2 pitch, there goes the carousel, swinging a line drive foul to the right side, out of play. Count stays full. Lemurs lead 7-4 over the Wingnuts. Yes, the Lemurs have 26 saves on the year. That puts them in 3rd place, or 4th place in the league in saves. So I guess it's on par, but they're not out of it by much. League leader is Lincoln with 30 saves. But their closer doesn't have all 30. 3-2 pitch again, fouled away again. Evan Reed has 20. St. Paul's Ryan Rodabaugh leads the league with 23 saves. As a team, St. Paul is 27. Count still full, 3-2 to Leo Vargas. Trying to avoid striking out for the 4th time tonight and having to don the golden sombrero. Inman kicks, there go the runners, payoff pitch, called, strike 3, Vargas goes down looking, and he does. Golden sombrero for Leo Vargas. Inman comes in with the bases loaded and gets back-to-back strikeouts of Medina and Vargas. We go on to the keeping runs off the board, and we go on to the bottom of the 8th. Lemurs leading 7-4 over the Wingnuts.
Try out Popeye's new Smoky Garlic Chili Chicken Dinner. It includes 4 smoky garlic chicken tenderloins served with Popeye's new garlic herb dipping sauce, your choice of a signature side, and a buttermilk biscuit for just $4.99. Promotion starts Monday, May 25th.
South Texas families never strike out with Driscoll Health Plan. Catch the value-added services we pitch to our Medicaid members. Enjoy a free membership to specific boys and girls clubs. Receive gift cards for completing Texas healthcare checkups. Restrictions and limitations may apply. Visit us at DriscollHealthPlan.com.
Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic, the official team doctors of your Laredo Lemurs. Now with 2 convenient locations to better serve you. Our north location is located at 9652 McPherson Road, Suite 12. Our south location is located at 5102 State Highway 359. Laredo Sports Medicine offers an array of services from physical therapy to our newest service, orthopedic surgery. Laredo Sports Medicine Clinic is changing orthopedic care one athlete at a time. Visit our website at laredosportsmed.com for more information.
For all of your vehicle collision repair and paint needs, there's only one place to turn, Mike's Paint Place. Mike's Paint Place has computerized color matching and digital imaging. They also do full frame and suspension repairs. Stop by and see Mike's Paint Place today at 6410 Polaris Drive in Laredo.
We'd like to imagine.
Jeff Inman with some big pitches there in the top of the 8th inning as he came in with the bases loaded. Works the Lemurs out of a jam and keeps this game at 7-4. We go to the bottom of the 8th to be the top of the order. Abel Nieves, Drew Martinez, and Dennis Phipps at the plate. And on to pitch, it's right-hander Gage Smith, a native of Tallahassee, Florida. 6'2" right-hander. Last pitch to a high A Brevard County, the Brewers organization. So Smith on the mound. As Luis Pardo's day is done. Nieves at the plate, first pitch from the side armor, Gage Smith, a called strike 0-1. Smith side-arming right-hander. And his little crouch is almost like the right-handed version of Luis Poyorena. He has that little hunch and the sidearm delivery, a funky angle. Although Smith is taller than Poyorena by a good bit, 6'2", whereas Poyorena stands at 5'8". Fastball a little faster than Poyorena's. Pitch fouled away in the count 0-2. Luis Pardo, an inning pitched, gave up a walk, also struck out a batter. Close the book on his day. 0-2 the count to Nieves. He's 1 for 4 today, but that one hit brought a run in. There's a swing and a ground ball up the middle out of the reach of a diving Stringer. That's a base knock. There for Abel Nieves. That'll bring Drew Martinez, who is 3 for 4 tonight, to the plate. 3 singles, a run scored. So it's reached on the fielder's choice. Well, and for those of you hoping Winnipeg might come back tonight in their game, or Winnipeg might blow their game and Fargo could come back, they didn't. Winnipeg won 16-6 today over Fargo. First pitch to Martinez, a called strike 0-1. So final there in Fargo. Actually, every other game around the league is final. Lincoln did beat St. Paul. Sioux Falls beat Kansas City, and Gary took down Joplin. 0-1 the count to Martinez. He swings, hits one towards the right side to the second baseman. Stringer, he bobbles it, and it gets away from him. Bounced off his glove to his chest. And Martinez will reach on an error. Stringer had Nieves bearing down on him as he was trying to field it near the baseline, probably trying to put a tag or thinking about putting a tag on Nieves and then getting Martinez out, but he doesn't get anyone out. The first 2 batters for the Lemurs reach, a single and an error. And Dennis Phipps to the plate. Phipps 1 for 3 with a 2-run home run, also has walked. Seven to 4 the score. Lemurs leading the Wingnuts. First pitch to Phipps, taking all the way, called strike 0-1. On deck is Zane Chavez. One ball, no strikes. Martinez at first, Nieves at second. Smith with the pitch, and Phipps lines one to right. That's a base hit. Waving around third is Nieves. He will score as the throw goes to second. RBI single for Dennis Phipps, his 3rd run batted in of the night. The Lemurs lead now 8-4. Martinez moves up to second. And the runs continue to come in for the Lemurs. That Air Hog series, there weren't a lot of runs. 3 games, they won 1-0, 2-1, and 3-2. A total of 6 runs in 3 games. Zane Chavez to the plate. Runners on first and second for the Lemurs. Tonight, so far, 8 runs in the game. In fact, to go back to that Joplin series, they didn't score many runs against Joplin at the end of that series either. In fact, got shut out in the last game. So 6 runs in the last 4 games entering today. And they scored 1 run in that second to last game of the series. So 7 runs in the last 5 games for the Lemurs. Tonight, 8 runs. 1-0 pitch to Chavez. He takes low in the count 2-0. Chavez today is 0 for 3 with a walk. Bottom of the 8th, Lemurs up by 4 over the Wingnuts. They have been up by 4 before, though, tonight. And Wichita tied it up in an inning. 2-0 pitch. Chavez hits one in the air to the left side out of play. Foul on the count, 2-1. Lemurs with 11 hits tonight. 2 of them this inning. Still no outs. Lemurs have scored in 5 different innings against the Wingnuts this evening. 2-1 pitch, low and away. 3 balls, 1 strike to count to Chavez as Smith struggling to find the zone. On deck is J.D. Pulfer. Martinez at second, Phipps at first. They get their leads, no one holding them on. Smith with a 3-1 delivery. Chavez taking, and it's outside, ball 4. Bases loaded again for the Lemurs. Seems like every time the Wingnuts load the bases, the Lemurs come back and do the same. Wingnuts loaded the bases in the 6th, scored 4 runs. The Lemurs, in their half of the 6th, loaded the bases, scored 3 runs. Wingnuts loaded the bases in the 8th, didn't score. Lemurs have loaded the bases here with no outs in the 8th inning. They've already scored once, but it was before they loaded the bases. See if they can bring in some more runs here with J.D. Pulfer at the plate. Pulfer's 1 for 4 with a double and a run scored. Scored the first run of the game tonight, back in the 2nd inning, after doubling to lead off. Pulfer digging in with Martinez at 3rd, Phipps at 2nd, and Chavez at 1st. We're trying to put a big exclamation point on this first game of this 4-game series. First pitch, Pulfer swings, hits one on the ground, down the first base line, spinning. It started foul, then rolled fair. Pulfer will be put out 3 unassisted. Had some weird spin to it as he hit it off the end of the bat. But a run will come across. So not the result Pulfer was wanting. But Martinez does come in. He gets himself an RBI. Phipps goes up to 3rd base while Chavez goes to 2nd. So obviously not the best case scenario for the Lemurs, but not the worst case either. Ty Morrison to the plate. Infield will be in with runners on 2nd and 3rd. 9-4 the score. Morrison takes the first pitch outside. The lefty Morrison against the righty Smith. Morrison today 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. A couple of stolen bases as well. Smith with the 1-0 pitch. Morrison taking a strike on the count 1-1. Smith has faced one lefty this inning already. That was Chavez. He walked him. Didn't really throw a whole lot in the zone. He fired a 1-0 strike there. So the count 1-1. On the pitch. Morrison swings, hits it off the end of the bat towards Smith. He's going to go to first with it as Phipps comes in to score, and the Lemurs now lead 10-4. Another weirdly hit ball at the end of the bat. This one back to the mound. It'll be an RBI on the 1-3 putout. Chavez moves up to third base. Phipps scores. The Lemurs have 3 runs scored now here in the 8th. Obviously not getting hits to drive them in, but you take the runs any way you can. Especially now that they're pretty much just insurance runs. So Lemurs now lead by 6 over the Wingnuts. Burt Reynolds to the plate, takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Lemurs with a run in the 2nd, 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 3 in the 6th, and now 3 in the 8th. Pitch fouled away, and the count 0-2 to Reynolds. 2 outs with a runner on third, and that is Zane Chavez. Smith comes to a set. And the pitch, Reynolds takes down and away, not chasing. Count 1-2. Lemurs with 11 hits. They've also committed 3 errors tonight, but the Wingnuts haven't capitalized too much on the errors. There's a called strike, and that'll strike out Reynolds as he goes down looking to end the inning. Lemurs do score 3, though, and they add to their lead. It's now 10-7. Or sorry, 10-4. They lead by 6 over the Wingnuts as we go to the top of the 9th in Laredo.
And if you're listening to this, it's on a radio in a backyard in between innings. The grass was mowed this morning, and the grill smells like heaven. And what do you know? Your friends just arrived with a 24-pack of Miller Lite, along with a few new friends to enjoy them with. Here's hoping we're right, and you're not just stuck in traffic. Here's hoping it's Miller time.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2015 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
There's a reason why Popeyes creates some of the best tasting chicken in the world. We were born in New Orleans, Louisiana, the land of good fun and great cooking. Spicy flavor is a way of life in New Orleans, and everything we make reflects it. From our Popeyes bona fide chicken and handcrafted tenders to our home-style mashed potatoes with Cajun gravy and our soft buttery biscuits, everything we make is made with care and served up fresh. Only at Popeyes.
Quench your thirst at a Lemurs game with a beverage from Southern Distributing Company. Try mainstays like Miller Lite, Miller 64, and Coors Original, or reach for a Red's Apple Ale or Leinenkugel. Batch 19's the newcomer, a pre-prohibition beer inspired by the last batches of beer brewed before 1919.
Driscoll Health Plan loads the bases with value. We knock it out of the park with all the value-added services we bring to our Medicaid members. Driscoll families cheer on the Grand Slam packages, sports physicals, free memberships to Boys and Girls Clubs, and dental care for pregnant women over 21. Take a swing at our baby showers offered by Cadena de Madre. Forget those peanuts and Cracker Jacks, root for our baby blankets and more. Come slide into home when you receive gift cards for completing Texas Health Steps checkups and attending postpartum visit on time. Don't miss a play. Restrictions and limits may apply. Visit DriscollHealthPlan.com.
The Chop House Cheddar Burger is back at Whataburger.
First of all, you start with a large bun, 2 patties,
Shredded cheddar cheese.
The creamy sauce.
Creamy steak sauce.
My personal favorite part is the onions, the grilled onions and bacon.
Grilled perfection.
It's good stuff. Love it. You take a bite. It's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words.
Top of the 9th, Luis Poyorena in the pitch for the Lemurs. So Jeff Inman just goes the 2/3 of an inning as he gets the Lemurs out of the big jam there in the top of the 8th. As the Lemurs now lead by 6 runs, 10-4. First pitch from Poyorena just inside for a ball, 1-0. Pitch, and it's a called strike. 1-1. The batter, Christian Stringer, top of the order. But with taking Inman out as the 1-1 comes in, swung on, grounded foul down the first base line. And those runs, you think, well, adding more runs on, who really needs to be up 7 or 6 instead of being up by 3? The Lemurs had been, but this allows Pina Caviglia to go with Luis Poyarena. He may have had decided to go with him anyways, but allows him to go to another bullpen arm. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And while that's strike 3, and while you don't always want to just use another arm, when it's keeping Jeff Inman from throwing a second inning of work, that's huge because Inman's your closer. He's the big situation guy, as you saw there in that 8th inning. And you want to have him available tomorrow. But if he throws another inning today, well, he's not available tomorrow. So have someone else come in and throw. Poyarena with a first pitch strike there to Zach Cox, 0-1. And Poyarena, a guy who's always willing to throw. He's had a couple days off since throwing 4 2/3 the other day. There's a swing and a miss. A changeup, 0-2. Poyarena this season is 4-2 with a 2.95 ERA. He started one game and had 21 relief outings. This is a called strike 3. Poyarena throwing the slow stuff to the first 2 batters. Can't figure it out. Goes down looking. Cox doesn't like the call. 2 up, 2 down for Poyarena. He came in with 22 strikeouts came in with 23 strikeouts in 42 2/3 innings pitched this season. Brett Cleveland with 2 outs and no one on at the plate. Last out for the Wingnuts, pitched down and away. 1-0. Cleveland today 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a walk. He scored a run. 1-0 pitch taken for a strike. And the count 1-1. Lemurs trying to win the first of this all-important 4-game series with the Wingnuts as they try to make the playoffs. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And the count 1-2. The Lemurs, if you were wondering what they needed to do to get in the playoffs, if they didn't play last night, they just need to win one more game than Winnipeg does in these last 4. 1-2 pitch, inside, 2-2. So with Winnipeg winning tonight, the Lemurs likely winning tonight. That means with 3 games left to go, the Lemurs still have to win one more game than Winnipeg. Swinging a ground ball left side. Pulfer up with it. Throws over to first in time. Inning and ball game over. 3 up, 3 down, 9th. And Luis Poyarena out there on the mound. And the Lemurs win 10-4 over the Wichita Wingnuts here in this first of 4 games. The Lemurs continue to try to make the playoffs. A big win here tonight. Offense coming alive, which they've needed to do and hopefully can continue to do this series. And the pitching, well, it was there. It had its struggles, but it got through the game. And the offense helped carry the team here this evening. So we'll come back with a recap here in a few moments. Lemurs win 10-4 over the Wingnuts.
Miller invented light beer, the original light Pilsner, and that changed everything. This led to fewer guys with beer bellies, which led to more women attracted to those guys, which led to dates, second dates, wedding bells, and honeymoons, which led to hubba-da, boom, which led to you. Miller Lite, we invented light beer, and you're welcome. 12 ounces contain 96 calories, 3.2 carbs, 1 protein, 0 fat. Great beer, great responsibility. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Texas Outlaw Grill is a proud sponsor of your Laredo Lemurs, specializing in outlaw delicacies such as the Texican, the Gringo, and the Bandit hot dog and their ever-famous barbecue burger. Be the first to try their groundbreaking Cabrito hamburger and Cabrito hot dog. For all to-go orders, catering, and fundraising information, go by 5209 Springfield Suite number 4 or call 956-771-1919. That's Texas Outlaw Grill.
Lemurs winners tonight. Take a look at this ball game. A lot going on in this game. Nothing really in the first inning for either ball club. Each team got a runner on base. Second inning, the Lemurs, after Gabe Perez started off hot there in the first few innings of the game, not giving up any runs. Lemurs, second inning, got a leadoff double by J.D. Pulfer off of Alex Boshiers, the starter for the Wingnuts. After that, well, ground out by Ty Morrison would push Pulfer to third. Burt Reynolds would be hit by a pitch. He'd then steal second on the throw down to second base. Pulfer would go on home, and he would score. So Lemurs would be up 1-0 after 2. That would be all they'd get that inning. Third inning, Perez still cruising along. Lemurs come to the plate again. With one out, Drew Martinez would single, and then Dennis Phipps would hit a 2-run home run, and the Lemurs are up 3-0. Still cruising along through the 4th inning is Perez, as he had 5 strikeouts through 4 innings, allowing actually no hits through those first 4 innings. Alex Boshiers again getting in trouble there in the 4th, as another run for the Lemurs would score. They got a 1-out single by Burt Reynolds. Then a ground out of Jesus Pozo pushed him to second. And then a single off the bat of Alvaro Rondon drove in Reynolds from second base, and the Lemurs were up 4-0. So a big 4-0 lead for the Lemurs as Gabe Perez continued to dominate. He threw 5 shutout innings tonight, but got in trouble in the 6th. A leadoff walk of Christian Stringer on 4 pitches, then a ground rule double off the bat of Zach Cox down the left field line, put runners on second and third with no outs. Brent Cleveland would then be hit by a pitch on a 2-2 pitch to load the bases, and the day was done for Perez. With TJ Middlestat coming to the plate, a 4-run game in the 6th inning. Peter Cavilla not messing around, he brings out Danny Reynolds. Well, Reynolds ends up walking TJ Middlestat on a full count to bring the first run across for the Wingnuts. Matt Chavez, though, would strike out on a 2-2 pitch, and Reynolds would have 1 out in the inning. But Nick Van Straat would hit a little shallow fly ball to left field that no one could get to in time, and it fell in for a hit. Rondon would then pick it up and throw to third, as all the runners were holding on their bases because they didn't know if it would be caught or not. He fired it to third, but it was wild, and it went into the seats, and 2 more runners came across the score as Van Straten was awarded second base. So 3 runs came in on that little flare and error, and the Lemurs and Wingnuts were tied at 4. Next batter will be hit by a pitch. That was Harrison Kane, and runners were on first and second, still with just 1 out. And Danny Reynolds on the hill, but he got Martin Medina to ground into a double play to end the inning there in the 6th inning, and the Lemurs escaped with the game tied. They seemed fortunate there at that time, but still a lot of work to do. Well, the Lemurs fought back in that inning. The 6th inning, they got a leadoff single by Ty Morrison. He would steal second. Burt Reynolds would walk. Jesus Pozo would strike out. Jimmy Norris would pinch hit for Alvaro Rondon. He would walk, and the bases would be loaded. Abel Nieves would drive in a run with a base hit. Then Drew Martinez would reach on a fielder's choice as they would... Jimmy Norris would score on a wild pitch as well. Reynolds would score later on that single by Nieves, and the Lemurs then would have the lead as they scored 3 runs there in that 6th inning and lead 7-4. No one scored in the 7th. The 8th inning, the Wingnuts loaded the bases again, but they brought in closer Jeff Inman, and he got the job done, striking out back-to-back batters with 1 out and the bases loaded to end the inning. 8th inning for the Lemurs, well, they loaded the bases. They got a single by Drew Martinez, single by Abel Nieves, an error put Martinez on first. And then Dennis Phipps singled to score Nieves from second. Zane Chavez would walk, and the bases would be loaded as J.D. Pulfer hit a little grounder down the first baseline that stayed fair, drove in a run. He would be put out at first. Then Ty Morrison would ground out to the pitcher, but another run would score as he would be put away. And then Burt Reynolds would strike out looking to end the inning, but the Lemurs would score 3 more runs and lead 10-4 there after the 8th. Luis Poyarena would come in the 9th, strike out the first 2 batters, and then get Brent Cleveland to ground out for the final out of the inning there to short. So Lemurs victorious tonight by a score of 10-4 over the Wingnuts. As we take a look at the final lines from the pitchers this evening, starter Alex Boshiers for the Wingnuts, 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, all earned, no walks, 5 strikeouts. Chase Johnson gave up 3 runs, 2 earned on 2 hits and 1 inning of work. He also walked 4 and struck out 2. Luis Pardo, an inning pitched, he walked a batter, struck out a batter, no hits or runs. Gage Smith, an inning pitched, he gave up 3 runs, 1 earned on 2 hits. He walked a batter and struck out a batter. And the loss tonight will go to Chase Johnson for the Wingnuts. The Lemurs, well, they threw a lot of pitchers tonight. Gabe Perez got the start. He went 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, all earned on 2 hits, walked 2, and struck out 7. Danny Reynolds, an inning pitched, 1 hit, 1 run. It was unearned, walked a batter, and struck out a batter. Luis De La Cruz threw an inning of work. He had 2 strikeouts and a hit allowed, no runs. Manny Martinez, a third of an inning. He gave up 2 hits and had a strikeout, didn't allow any runs or walks. Jeff Inman, 2/3 of an inning. He struck out both batters he faced. And Luis Poyarena, 3 up, 3 down, 9th with 2 strikeouts for him. So the win tonight, let's see who that will go to. That should go to Danny Reynolds, I think, gets the win tonight. So, yeah, Reynolds gets the win. Came in and through that 6th, finished the 6th inning The Lemurs took the lead there in the bottom of the 6th and didn't look back. So Reynolds with the win tonight for the Lemurs as they win 10-4. Take a look around the rest of the league scoreboard here as the Lemurs are battling for a playoff spot. Finals all across the league, except for in one place. The Airhogs and Sioux City Explorers did not play today. They will play tomorrow. Lincoln won 5-2 over St. Paul. Winnipeg 16-6 winners over Fargo, so bad news for the Lemurs. Sioux Falls 4, Kansas City 2, as the E-Bones fall to the Canaries at home. And the Gary South Shore Railcats winners 3-0 over Joplin. So the standings now, the Lemurs are now 55-41, Winnipeg 56-41, as the Goldeyes stay a half game ahead of the Lemurs there in the wild card race. The Lincoln Salt Dogs with their win now 51-46. They are a half game now behind the Sioux City Explorers, who they didn't play the Airhogs because of the field conditions. And the Gary South Shore Railcats with their win are now 50-47, a game and a half behind the Explorers. So a tight race in the Central and a tight race in the wild card. And even the North Division, the Winnipeg Goldeyes trail by 3 games now to the Saints there in St. Paul. So Saints still need one more win to clinch against the Goldeyes. Actually, I think they already did clinch. They have the tiebreaker against the Goldeyes, so it doesn't even matter there. But Lemurs win tonight. Tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch, game 2 of this 4-game series. Take a look at the pitching matchup here really quick. As for the Lemurs, they will be tossing a left-hander. No, right-hander. It'll be Ryan Beckman tomorrow against right-hander Jesse Pratt. Pratt for the Wingnuts is 5-2 with a 3.52 ERA, 34 appearances, 2 starts on the year. Against Ryan Beckman, the Lemurs ace. Beckman comes out with a 8-7 record, a 2.68 ERA, and 20 outings, 19 starts on the year for Beckman. Also 3 complete games and 1 shutout this season. So a big opportunity for the Lemurs, sending their ace to the hill, Beckman, tomorrow to try and get a win in game 2 of this 4-game series. I'm James Nasser. Thanks for listening in. Tomorrow, 7:05 first pitch here in the Lemurs Broadcast Network as the Lemurs take on the Wingnuts for the 97th game, or actually 98th game of the season.